Monster Podcast. Talkness Monster Podcast.
Are we live?
Yes, sir.
Is it working? You never know these days.
I think so.
I don't know what you guys are doing. I'm just here.
Talkness Monster Podcast is live with Katie Wiley of the Kitchen Wild, and she's also a normal person with a normal life, so it's not all about the Kitchen Wild. But you may have known her from the Kitchen Wild is what I'm trying to say.
Maybe, sure.
And if you didn't, you might know her from other things like what? What else?
From the News Times.
That's right, because you
Yeah.
write. I'm going to say our because I do work for the News Times.
You do?
But this is a separate thing.
Right.
Vince.
But people may know me from the News Times.
But you write. Is it the same recipes that you do use for the Kitchen Wild, or some of the same recipes?
All the same recipes. So I create weekly recipes for the News Times, but chances are good you're going to see them over on the Kitchen Wild.
Yeah. So some of the cool things that you do, I almost feel like I want to start explaining it.
Speaking of News Times.
Yeah, there's the publisher.
There's the publisher.
Jeremy Burke.
The big boss, Jeremy Burke.
Hey, speaking of which, here you should give her right here. He's got a present for you.
Hey, thanks for being on Casey's podcast.
Oh my gosh, thank
Yeah.
you. Oh, it's this photo.
Yeah.
Jeremy takes the most beautiful photos. If you haven't seen Jeremy's photos, you've got to follow him over at the News Times or at Jeremy Burke on Instagram. You're an incredible photographer.
J Burke Photos.
J Burke Photos.
On Instagram?
I should know that.
Yeah, he's the publisher.
Thank you.
Because the News Times allows us to have the podcast in the building, so they're the biggest sponsor.
Thank you.
Heck yeah! And that picture, I was with
Can
him.
anyone see it? Let's see.
Um,
See, like
Yeah,
this.
I think we can see it.
Yeah.
I can somewhat make it out.
oh, here, actually, hold on. I can get it up closer. Can you see it there? Is it too reflected? I can't tell.
No, yeah, I can see it.
And I did hear that you were with Jeremy when he took that photo, and you had to go low tide, right? Like
So-
really low tide.
I actually investigated Boiler Bay because Boiler Bay's got a few things, secret things that I won't talk about. But it has this thing,
Maybe
which
you
is
can tell me later.
secret. Yeah, this is secret. Not really secret, but just not well known. But the boiler from a ship that wrecked there in like 1902 or something like that. It's over 100 years, but that's the boiler from that ship, steam-powered ship that wrecked there.
Crazy.
So there's a shipwreck there, and the funny thing is, it's like the mast or one of those weird tube things that comes out of the ship.
I don't know much about ships.
Yeah. Anyway, it's right there at there's a little parking access to get down there. But yeah, you got to be there at a low tide. Some people are like, oh yeah, it has to be a minus tide.
Yeah. I did hear that it had to be like a really low tide.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be a minus tide, but if you want to see the whole thing,
I want to see them.
you need it to be pretty low. So I'm gonna set that over.
That's awesome.
So your recipes, we were about to get into what it exactly is different about your recipes than other people's.
Yes.
You're not just making up some food you bought from the store.
No, as Jeremy actually, who was just in here, he said you make weird things.
Yeah, good old Jeremy.
Yeah. No, but I do. I mean, so it's just ingredients found in nature, and I find them out in nature. Actually found some snails the other day.
Yeah?
They came out of our crab trap when we were out halibut
Sea
fishing.
snails. Yeah?
Sea snails, and I think I'm gonna cook those up. So weird things.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I definitely think like the more interesting to learn about, but I'm kind of a picky eater, you know, like I can't.
You've eaten my food.
I have. I didn't try. I didn't try, and I'm thinking back. I was like, I should have tried it. The gooseneck barnacles.
That's because my daughter ate them all.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, there weren't any. No, you didn't try it at
Maybe
Celeste's house?
No, I did. I did try it at Celeste.
Yeah.
So Katie was on an episode of Celeste's Kitchen, and she hasn't only partially been publishing her Celeste McEntee has been only partially publishing episodes of a cooking show that we've been doing with her. And Katie guested on there. One of the first times I worked with you.
Yeah.
It was the second time, I think. And you made that wasn't what you made, was the
I might have been over
no, it was a dip.
a couple times, but yeah, one of the times I made my spicy crab dip, and then another time, because I don't think it was the same day, I made gooseneck barnacles.
I wasn't there for the gooseneck, but I was there for the dip. But you
Oh.
had the gooseneck barnacles there though. You were eating them.
Yeah, they're
That's what I
delicious.
remember. and were your kids? Your kids were there, I think.
Probably.
Yeah.
They go where I go.
I'm trying to remember like I have a good memory, but man, I just don't even remember
You
shit
do a
half the
lot
time.
of stuff. You are like, everybody knows you. You're all over the place. And it was so funny. And I texted you the other day. We were at a fishing derby and I met a lady that worked for ODFW. And then she was like, "Oh, do you know Casey?" It's like, yeah. And everybody knows Casey everywhere. So yeah, you're everywhere.
Well, part of it's surfing. The community here, you get to know people through surfing.
Yeah.
And a lot of people who live here do want to surf because it's a beach town and there's not a whole lot else to do. You have to really, because we all live on the Central Oregon coast, I guess.
Yeah, we do.
And it's like you have to really kind of be in the outdoorsy stuff. Or I guess you could be a gamer. You can be anywhere and be a gamer, but you don't have that super high speed internet like.
No, we don't have a super high speed internet. Do we know? We don't have Target. We don't have a high speed internet.
No Target.
We don't have yeah.
You remember Brittany?
Oh yeah,
Brittany's who introduced us.
She's how I met you. Yeah.
So I had this helper, and she did the social media for the News Times, and she is still spaz, crazy spaz.
She's fantastic.
She's awesome, and she was her thing. It was we were joking around one day. Target, tequila. It was like the 3 T's. What was the last T? I can't.
Can you
remember.
not get tequila here? I don't know.
No. I mean, those are the things she liked. She would drive to the valley to go to Target.
Yeah.
It was like Target, tequila, and I can't remember the other T, but she was hilarious. She's no
longer with us. No,
Yeah.
Brittany is still living. She's thriving. She's still with us. No, but she's actually how we met. So when we first moved here, Brittany somehow found me on Instagram, and she asked if you could film us for an Eat, Play, Shop, Stay campaign for Wildport. And that's where I met you, right? So you filmed us clamming.
I have footage from that day.
Yeah, right when we first moved here. And then the very next time I went down there clamming, there's some man in my spot. So it's like, that's my spot. I know I'm new here, but it's my spot. And it was Casey. So I was like, hey, that's that videographer guy. But
yeah, so I could share. I'll share your spot with yourself.
I have a new spot.
Well, the sad thing is, the Calco clams, we took them all. We limited out like easy. Like your spot was bomb.
Yeah.
And we were camping. And so we struggled to get it clean enough.
Yeah.
And then we didn't really end up eating most of them because we were like, this is just too much to handle. And it was like, so we didn't make that mistake again.
Yeah.
But now it's like, yeah, as long as you have running water, it's like a lot easier.
You need running water for sure. I mean, I suppose you filmed me cleaning them in a big bowl.
Yeah, well, you can.
Yeah. And now we have
You've shown me.
videos available because you have made videos of me cleaning the clams. So now people can see that and see how easy it is.
Yeah.
But we didn't have those before.
That is the coolest thing, though. So you have some really good explanations of how to do these things. One of my favorite ways to look at it is from, I guess you'd say farm to table, but it's not always farm because it's not farm.
Ocean to table.
But that's so cool because you come out here and it's so fun. How did you end up like getting into this? Like this whole thing, like Kitchen Wild and getting the food, because you didn't start did you grow up doing this?
No, I didn't. I did not grow up in like a hunting or fishing family at all. And it wasn't until I married my husband, Jed, of 15 years. So
Wild Jed,
as Casey calls him, Wild Jed. But no, so my husband is a hunter, and he's always been a hunter. He grew up archery hunting and fishing and all that. And so, it's just how we ate. We ate wild game and stuff. And actually how it came about was kind of an unfortunate situation. So I always say our real job, but I suppose I have like a couple of real jobs now. But we renovate vintage trailers for hotels and Airbnbs. And we were doing a hotel, which I won't name names, and we had done some really, really cool projects for them, and they were getting like a lot of notoriety from really big companies like Pendleton and things like that, and so they had asked us to no longer show anything on social media like ever again, like not even a wallpaper or even a nail. I mean, nothing. Like at one point, my husband drew a drawing on a chalkboard of a trailer, and we kind of got reprimanded for that. It was like just a, it was nothing specific. So because social media is kind of, I don't know, you kind of have to be like on it. Sorry, Zuckerberg, but you've got yeah, you have some things that you have to do to work social media. I didn't want to lose the engagement that we had worked really hard for, because that's how we got our customers at Stagecoach for trailer renovations. And so I was like posting what we were eating for dinner, just because I didn't want to lose the algorithm and the engagement. And I was trying to get more requests for recipes for like our wild game dishes than I ever did for trailers, which was cool, but maybe offensive. I don't know. But, and so I don't know. I was like, this is probably not the most appropriate platform for all of this food. So Judd, who is fantastic at naming everything, like he's named our animals and our children. And he was like, how about we call it the Kitchen Wild and just put it over there? I was like, oh, okay. So we just started showing what we were eating for dinner. And that's when we lived in the Valley. So we moved here 2.5 years ago from Oregon City. And then we moved here to the coast, and it was like, whoa, it was like, we don't have to just live on elk and deer anymore. We've got like clams and Dungeness crab and fish and
Wait.
mushrooms.
You're like, oh, we don't have to just
survive
on elk and deer.
Oh, poor us. Yeah, no, you know what I mean.
That's so awesome. I want to survive on elk and deer.
Yeah. But I mean, you don't have to. You can also live on Dungeness crab and clams and mussels and gooseneck barnacles. I'm gonna get you to try those.
I mean, they just look. Hey Dayton, can you pull up a picture of a gooseneck barnacle so any listeners or viewers can?
Worse.
I guess the listeners can't see it no matter what, but you can describe it. It looks like a worm with
looks like a worm
with a kind
like
of a
beak
at the end. Yeah, like a beak. Yeah,
a worm with a beak. I don't know why you wouldn't want to eat that. It sounds so appetizing.
I think I brought this up before, but my landlord, roommate, helper at work, Ron.
We love Ron.
He told me a story about how he made a bet with somebody about eating these day-old deep-fried tarantulas. Oh. And him and his Betty, I don't know what you call it, Betty, the other person who was a girl, they both ate the tarantulas. And I guess...
Where were they? Here?
I think somebody flew in from somewhere with them, and they gave them to him. And I wouldn't eat a tarantula deep-fried. I wouldn't eat it raw. I wouldn't eat it cooked. I wouldn't need it. I don't know. I guess I could see myself nibbling on a leg.
No, I'm the Kitchen Wild. I'm not eating that.
But you'll eat a sea snail?
Well, spiders are like my thing. Like, it's like I don't not like spiders.
Did you find a picture?
Yes, I did.
Oh yeah, he's getting it all figured out there. Look at that.
And truthfully, they look very crazy on the exterior, but the inside does look just like a worm. So it does look like you're eating a worm, but I always describe them as maybe like a sweet clam.
All right, here's an image right here.
There they are.
Yeah, if you put it to the oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, good job.
Yeah, those are them. So the limit here in Oregon of gooseneck barnacles is only 10. So it's not like I would force feed you a ton of them, because you're only allowed 10 anyway. But
when you get them all out of that husk and skin and all that, like they're not that big.
They're very small.
Because we made a video together, and so you can learn about how to harvest them and cook them up and process them. Katie will explain it, and that's on your Instagram.
I think that video. I think I have that video on Instagram. It's easier to find on YouTube at the Kitchen Wild. So the gooseneck barnacle video is there on YouTube that you helped me create. Yeah,
that was the first one. It was when sometimes my boss is just so busy. I'm just like, yeah, let's Katie, you want to make a video about whatever?
Yeah.
I'm just like, because with this OC Waves, is it OC Waves up front? I get confused. There's a bunch of different brands. I was like, we need more content, but we get so backed up because we got a new press.
Yeah.
That was an enormous endeavor, but we're supposed to be pumping this content out. But that was cool. I'm glad we started doing that because we've made some really cool content. And you were saying that we're going to be doing some more?
I think so. That's what Jeremy said.
Oh.
He's the boss.
The boss is the boss, and he said we're going to do it. So hopefully. So what's next? What's next?
I don't know what's next.
I mean, you were talking about those sea snails.
Yeah. I mean, you better come over tomorrow because they're going to go bad if we don't come right back. But I don't know. I mean, I really want to do a mussel video. I get a lot of questions about mussels, which they're pretty simple and they're delicious. I love mussels. So I would like to just show people how easy they are to get and how delicious they are. And easy. I mean, they're just easy to cook.
I think it makes a whole lot of sense. Mussels are one of the easiest to harvest. Like you can just go to like Yahats or something, and like they're just everywhere. Like,
anywhere there's like rocks. There's
the only thing I've eaten them before. I've noticed there's like these hairs, and you kind of like
the beard.
Is that what it is? You don't eat the beard.
You don't eat the
and
beard.
You don't eat the beard.
Some old timer told me when I was down harvesting the mussels, he's like, "You can eat that beard," and I was like, "I don't know who you think you're talking to, buddy. You cannot eat that beard." Yeah, I don't know. Maybe your listeners out there say otherwise, but I'm not eating the beard.
I thought it was kind of gross.
Tarantula legs or mussel beards.
I'm glad that you're like I'm definitely not going to eat any weird thing. There's a lot of weird things you can eat out there. So the other weird. So we went on a fishing boat with you.
Yes, and Tony and Eugene from Kraken Crab Cleaner.
Yeah.
Yes.
So which one's Tony? Which one Eugene? I forget. It's been a while.
Well, Eugene is a little bit quieter, so he was, I believe,
he was the driver.
Okay. And Tony, he's a showman. I tell you. I cannot say enough nice things about Tony. He's one of my favorite humans on planet Earth.
So we were on the boat, and you caught this huge fish during that trip.
I did. I caught a Chinook. I don't even think we were fishing for a Chinook either. I think we were fishing for a coho.
And you caught a coho too.
And I caught a coho too. I sure did.
I think that was in one of the clips I put on there. It's like, you're like, I caught a coho and a Chinook. Yeah. But the thing is that Eugene, okay, now I know which. Eugene was telling you that the first time you catch.
Oh, I was just telling the story the other day.
Oh, let's hear it.
Yeah. No, just you were going to say it. Yeah.
No.
So they told me that, like, if it's your first time catching a salmon, right? I can't exactly remember, but which it was my very first time salmon fishing. You know, because like I said, I didn't grow up fishing and hunting. It wasn't until I married my husband that I didn't begin like hunting or anything like that. And we haven't really had any opportunities to go salmon fishing. So it was the first time I had gone salmon fishing. And Eugene told me, if it's your first time, you have to eat the beating heart out of the salmon. And I was like,
I've heard that one before.
Have
actually.
you?
I grew up around here, so.
Oh, there's probably, rite of passage around here. But so they clean the salmon right there on the boat, and they pull out this beating heart.
How big is it? Like a quarter? It's like a quarter.
Yeah, it was like a quarter.
Yeah.
But it was just like whoosh, 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 beating. And he hands it to me. And he's telling me I have to eat this thing. And I'm just like, I had never met these guys before. I had never met them. That was the first time I had met them. And they invited us out on their boat. And I didn't want to be rude. And I think, I eat weird things. And it's just protein. It's lean protein. And it's a heart. So this is probably really good for you. I could do this. I could do this. And so I was going to eat it. And then Eugene was like, no, I was just kidding. You don't have to eat it. So I was like, thank goodness.
I remember it looked like you were going to do it.
Oh, I did not want to do it.
But here's the other part. He did it right after you didn't do it.
Did he
do you remember?
It?
He didn't eat the whole thing. He took a bite out of it, and he ate a big hunk of it. He did it though. Like it was like it wasn't just a total joke. Like he like did it. Like
I don't think that was the first time he'd done it either.
It kind of seems like it probably wasn't. Like he
yeah,
ate a big. I don't know. Those guys are great though. Like
they're great.
Tony just was on and on and on. Every best story, every fishing joke. I mean,
best stories.
There's something about being a fisherman, not by profession, that you just have to be jolly and happy. I guess. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's just that case. It's kind of like how I was talking to somebody earlier about Canadians, not Canadians, but just like, everything is this way. You know, like all Canadians. I used to think all Canadians are great.
We're great drivers.
Are nice people.
Nice
and I told a couple Canadians once. I was in Skagway, Alaska, and they came in from the Yukon, and they sat right there. Hey, can you sit? And he sit right next to me in the table, like me and I don't know, a friend or something. I'm like, oh yeah, come on, like you guys are so nice. All Canadians are great. And now we have our share of assholes too. Yeah, that's what they told me.
Like, well, we've never met them. I've never met them. You've all been lovely. Yeah, that's what I thought too. I always thought Canadians were very friendly.
Although I don't think Justin Trudeau is very nice.
Well, no, except for him.
I don't like that guy. I'm sorry anybody out there that likes him, but I don't like him. I think he stinks like smelly feet.
Yeah, maybe worse than that.
He's French.
I've met a few French Canadians that were fun.
Yeah.
They were funny. I was trimming pot. I trimmed pot for a summer with, not a summer, a season with my cousin before it was legal. And these Canadians came down and they were like little gnomes. They were like,
Gnome
I loved gnomes. My girlfriend knows that and she hates that.
Oh.
I don't know if you see that gnome video I put on.
I know. I don't think I did.
That's Barry.
Oh, so you really do like gnomes?
Yeah.
I'm gonna need to
That's
know
Barry.
more
That's
about this.
her gnome. And I have a gnome. His name's Nomi.
Like, I didn't know this about you. My daughter actually recently told me that she's scared of gnomes.
Oh crap.
So Bobo, if you're listening, I'm sorry, Casey likes gnomes.
Yeah, but these gnomes are really friendly and they don't have any mad expression. What kind of gnomes are you guys talking about?
I mean, the ones in your yard, the garden gnomes. What kind of gnomes are you talking about?
I don't know. They're stuffed and they hang out and they have long legs. I'm trying to describe it. I'm just gonna crack myself up
New
here.
to me.
It's kind of a personal obsession. I just don't know what it is about these little creatures, but they're my favorite things.
I can't believe I didn't know this about you. We have spent a lot of time together over the last couple of years, and I have never caught wind of this obsession.
Because it can't follow me around. Like, they just hang out.
I feel like it should as like a disclosure now or something. This guy likes them, so proceed with caution. I'm going to need to see these gnomes, by the way.
So,
do you have one in your car, maybe?
I don't.
Backpack? Is there a gnome around here?
But Matt, who's been on the podcast, sent me this video. It's hilarious. I wonder if we could watch it. I wonder if we would get taken out. I don't think I could be able to dig it up. But there's a video of these. It's a well-made, like, short, I guess you could call it, but of people being professional gnomes as a profession, and then they interview about the quality of their work, and it's pretty funny.
Where can people find this video?
I don't know. I was on YouTube. He sent me the link. I could probably find the link and send it to Dayton, but it's really funny. It's just like it's really funny. I want to talk about it, but I don't want to spoil it. But I could just say spoiler alert.
Because say spoiler. Don't listen now.
Yeah,
if you want to
get
watch
the hell
video.
off.
Yeah, turn it off.
I don't know. There's this gnome at the end, and his girlfriend's really disappointed that he's a gnome. And he gets out of the gnome profession, and he changes to something else, and it's like a surprise, and it's something just like being a gnome, but it's not a gnome. It's something I don't know what it was.
I'm not like big in the gnome culture, so I know this is new to me. It's brand new.
I'm pretty new to gnomes as well. I mean,
You don't sound like it.
Liz got a gnome for Christmas last year, and that's when my life changed. She's probably listening, and she's probably turning the volume down right now.
She's probably just like palm to the forehead. Why is he talking about?
I did a stop motion with Barry the gnome. Because I always tell my girlfriend, I was like, when's the last time you fed Barry? And she's like, oh, has it been 2 weeks? And she's just like, yeah.
Do you feed this now, like in real life?
Well, I mean, no. I mean, you can pretend. But, like, she doesn't play along. And so then I made a stop motion of Barry writing a note about how he was pissed that she didn't feed him for 3 weeks. And
Oh man, Liz,
you're
a saint.
Stop motion though. I'm pretty stoked on that. Anyway, I should probably stop talking about
We
gnomes.
can't support this love of gnomes any longer.
Oh,
I'm
God.
sorry.
I mean, you can have a lot of listeners that like really love gnomes. So
You
to be
haven't seen
fair
this?
though, this is the most we've gotten live ever. It's 11 people, Casey, and you're talking about gnomes.
11 live right now? Seriously?
oh, you're a social media influencer.
Count yourselves right now.
Get
Sound off.
11 people.
I
Thank
wanna-
you to all the 11 people. Actually, it makes me very nervous that people are listening live.
Well,
so
it-
I have
yeah.
to say a big thank you. It means a lot that people are tuning in.
Yeah, thanks
It's
for
probably my
tuning in.
mom and my mother-in-law. And
I bet you
my
my girlfriend's one
husband.
of them.
And Liz. Liz turned it off a minute ago.
All right, you got to see a picture. the first picture with her. Okay, here's Barry.
Oh, Liz. Oh. With it. I don't know what to say about this. Can you show the people with
I don't know if Liz will appreciate it, but this is the first one. She's
Oh.
cool with it. It's just like this little guy on her shoulder. It's a gnome. His name's Barry. Now everybody knows. It's okay, Liz.
Sorry, Liz.
Dayton's over there. Okay, moving on from gnome talk.
He's gonna be single if anyone's listening. Just a date.
Yeah. So
So no, I don't have any gnomes. I don't even. I'm learning about gnomes. This is new to me.
so have you been following current events at all?
You know I have.
Did you happen to see there's some new UFO videos that came out?
I did.
Oh, right. I figured you might have been on that.
Yeah, you know me.
I was trying to watch the latest one, and I got like half through it, and then I had to drive somewhere.
Yeah, I haven't. To be honest, we have not watched them because I'm not entirely sure. I don't know. I'm on the fence about like, are these videos being released as like distraction,
Yeah, that's...
right? Or are they legit? So because I feel like if they were legit, we would have seen them a while ago, but now that it's necessary for a certain party to need distractions because of what's going on, release the aliens. You know what I mean?
Oh, totally. I think that
Yeah.
a lot of weird stuff happened during... for many, many different reasons during the last, I don't know, not just the election, but like the COVID, all of this. It's just like the whole system's breaking down or something. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know really, but I'm speculative. I'm very speculative about lots of things.
Well, nobody knows. And I think that's just it. Right. So, the best we can do is try to pay attention to the information that makes the most sense. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's a high degree, I don't know, but a degree of critical thinking that's necessary.
Yeah, but I feel like this is a skill that for whatever reason, a lot of people don't have anymore. And I'm not trying to offend anyone, but I'm just not entirely sure why there's just this like lack of critical thinking out there. Because there are things that, I remember, especially like, in the like COVID times.
Yeah.
I remember just standing in the kitchen with Jed, just being like, am I crazy? How am I the only person that can see what the heck is going on here? You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
And then, and like nobody else can. Like I'm like not safe if I like stand up at a restaurant, but if I like sit down at a restaurant, I'm safe. So, like,
for sure. That's kind of...
that's obviously just like, a really common example, but no, so I never, ever, ever was like into politics or a political person at all. Honestly, just didn't really pay much attention to it until this whole thing sort of came about. And then I just want to know what is going on.
I feel the same way. I was kind of anti-political, actually. I didn't want anything to do with it. I always thought it was bogus, like it was always rigged. But when the politics saturate into your life in such a way, like whether you like masking or not, then now you have to do it, or you have to take a vaccine or not. Now you have to do it. It's like, now I'm political because I either really believe it or I don't. And there's not a whole lot in between for a lot of people, which I think is part of the, it's like, you shouldn't be afraid to be able to say what you believe,
Right.
because other people are going to get angry. Like, it's a weird time. Like, I never...
People got really angry too, didn't they?
Oh, yeah. People got angry. I remember, it's funny, like, it feels like it's more okay to talk about it now because it's kind of behind us a little bit, and it's a little less of a thing.
I think more people have, like, us people say waking up, like, that's sort of like a term that we use, but I think more people are waking up to the truth. And so I think it's become a bit more acceptable to talk about.
Yeah.
Because 2 years ago, even a year ago, Jed and I would try to have these conversations with people, and it's like, we're crazy. It's like, no.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I don't know why you don't see this. It's pretty black and white, pretty simple to see. But
Yeah.
so I think a lot more people see it now. So it's just easier to talk about.
I mean,
Or we just don't care. We're tired of
yeah.
it. Yeah.
I'm usually like, hey, I can hang out with people, and if they voted for somebody I didn't vote for, or whatever, like, it's fine. I don't even have to say anything. I'll just listen.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to like whether you wear a mask or not, it's like your opinion's on your face, and it's like a lot harder to do that. It's like, well, I want to be neutral, but my neutral is a little.
No, I mean it's like it was like a badge almost, right? Like you like, what team are you on?
It's not good. And, I mean, I never really understood. I didn't really ever feel like, okay, this is going to stop a virus. I mean, I never did.
Well, no, I think there's that saying out there. It's like trying to keep mosquitoes out of a chain link fence.
I've heard that one. That's a good one.
It really is. It's like, because because we work on RVs, right? So we renovate vintage trailers and tiny spaces.
Yeah.
And if we wear a surgical mask, right? So like even one of those, I don't know, whatever 19 masks, whatever those people were supposed to wear, but even just
N95.
Yeah, whatever those were. It's like
yeah,
I didn't wear them, so I don't know. But you still get like dust in your nose when you're standing. So it's like if dust is getting in my mouth, then then a virus is getting in.
And I think that the one of the counter arguments to that is that it doesn't stop it; it slows the spread. Yeah. Which to me, it's like, okay, if it slows it, it's gonna have to slow it like a lot for it to be worth doing that. Yeah. But I mean, to force everybody to do it, to slow it, and you can't even really tell us like how much, and the numbers change, and I don't know. I'm not a doctor, I'm like.
There's also another thing with that. What I read earlier in the pandemic days was that masks psychologically have an effect on humans. They release it kind of lets people, I don't know, it's more suppressive if people wear a mask. People feel less, compelled to talk out. People feel less compelled to act.
That makes sense. I mean, yeah, and I think that
it was shown also, I think, with studies on the Muslim population of women in, Middle Eastern countries, because they're constantly required to have their face covered in public.
Yeah.
And it showed that it's taken a psychological toll on pretty much all of them.
Yeah, and you see that now just with the kids that have been masked for 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
Sad.
It does seem like that wasn't a factor taken into account when they.
Or was it?
What was it? Glenn Greenwald did this whole video. You ever heard of Glenn? He's an independent journalist, and I think he's from the United States, but he lives in like Brazil. But he did this whole cost benefit analysis, and this is early on because I hate all that. I hate all the mandates and maybe some are necessary, maybe some aren't. I'm not gonna say either or. But my opinion is I hate that stuff, and he was
Casey
like,
doesn't want to be told
don't tell me what to do. I definitely, I chose to wear a mask before they mandated it. I chose to just because I wanted to make people feel better. But when you are
a nice guy. If anyone doesn't know Casey out there, he's very nice.
But then they tried to force me to do it, and now I was like, you guys, I'm not putting this thing on. Now whether it works or not really matters to me because it's not about whether it works or not. I mean, it is about whether it works or not.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, it's like, oh, I forgot to put it on. I forgot it in my car. Can I just run in real quick? It's like now you can't. Like before, it was more reasonable when it wasn't forced.
I saw today that it might be coming back.
Multnomah County. Too. They are suggesting. See, in the News Times article by Ken Lipp, he was reporting on. And you can go to News Times Facebook or read the paper. I don't know which issue, but they are suggesting that everybody wears them indoors in Multnomah County. That's the most populated county in the state of Oregon, but they're not mandating at this time. But I bet you that like 90% of those people are going to start wearing them now.
No, so ever since the mask mandate was removed, I've just been trying to take the kids everywhere to just do everything. Because we haven't been able to do anything. Because I'm going to be really honest, I don't put my children in a mask. I don't think it's good for them. It's not good for their developing lungs. It's not good for their, socialization. It's not good for anything, really. And children don't get COVID anyway. I mean, they just, they're not high risk. So, and I love my children more than anything in the whole wide world. So I certainly would never do anything to put them in harm's way, right? So, but so we just didn't go anywhere. We just weren't going to do anything because I didn't want them to wear masks. So now that the mandate has been lifted, I've been just trying to do anything and everything I could because I knew it was coming back. I knew the mandate was going to come back. And people are telling me, like, you're crazy. The mandate's not going to come back. It's like, just wait just a minute.
Well, this is Oregon.
Yeah. So that's just the thing. I certainly hope I'm wrong.
I mean, at this point, it seems like it's going to be hard to bring it back. I mean, with Katie
hard.
Brown in the government building, in Salem, or the Capitol building.
No, I mean, it went away before and it came back. So it came back on August 13th. So on August 12th, masks were not required. And on August 13th, which is my daughter's birthday, I took her to the Lincoln City Outlet Malls to get her ears pierced for her birthday.
Oh, yeah. How did that go?
And we got screamed at by an older gentleman. He was screaming at my daughter to put a mask on.
Uh-huh.
And I thought, man, this is where we're at. This is where we're at. A grown man is screaming at a little girl in the middle of a store.
Yeah.
But yesterday it was okay that she didn't have a mask on. But today, because Kate Brown says we have to wear masks, now a grown man is screaming at a little girl.
Yeah.
And you just have a hard time justifying, like, is this about safety or is this about compliance?
I mean, it looked like compliance to me. It looked like compliance and control. I think there's definitely some merit to making people feel like they're doing something.
No, and nobody wants to offend anyone. You know what I mean? It's like, I certainly don't ever want anyone to feel like they are unsafe or they're in harm's way. Nobody ever wants to offend anyone, ever. But at some point, like, I don't know, you want to do the right thing, right? Like really the right thing.
Yeah, I think the only thing that really helped anybody is just staying home. If you
We stayed home. There was that meme, like in the beginning, that said, and it was, I don't remember exactly. I'm terrible at recall, but it said something like, when you find out your regular lifestyle is called quarantine. And I was like, hey, that's me. Because we already were, we'd stay home. Like, we don't ever really go anywhere. And even during like actual quarantine,
yeah,
it wasn't like there was no change.
I'm kind of the same. I'm kind of the same, actually. I still came to the office, and I still went surfing. Even though they tried to close all the beaches. They're like, we're not closing the beaches.
Yeah, they closed the
but
beaches.
We'll close all the access to the beaches.
Right.
Well, what's the difference? Well, if you can fly, you can get to the beach.
Yeah.
So
we
the beaches
still
are
went
closed.
down to the beach. We still got down to the beach because it's like it's ocean air. It's literally the best air you can.
Oh yeah, that was it. I got a buddy who's he's moving to Alaska, and he's a real baseball advocate, but he'd say that's a swing and a miss. A swing and a miss. I was like, that's a good. I love some of the terms that guy uses. But anyway, we get back to the UFOs.
Oh boy, that's how we really got sideways on that conversation, didn't we?
It's so easy to start talking about COVID.
Well,
I
actually,
know.
there's a new virus that's been spotted in the U.S. too. Well,
So-
not new, but scary.
Well, so here's the thing. So many months ago, I had conversations with some friends of mine, and I said, monkeypox are coming. And she said, that's insane. Why would you say monkeypox are coming? And I said, because Bill Gates. Like, if you're listening right now and you still think Bill Gates is a good guy, go turn off this podcast. Sorry, Casey. Turn off the podcast and go do some research. Bill Gates is not a good guy. But anyway, Bill Gates had spoken out about monkeypox months ago. And I said, it's next. That's what's next. I was like, there's no way to know that. I was like, well, and that's what's next. And then this morning, I saw that they have
there's
confirmed cases of
cases.
monkeypox.
There's cases reported in the UK and the US outside of known travel patterns.
So monkeypox is really a thing?
Yeah,
I've
and it's
never heard of
actually,
that.
it is very dangerous. So, but that's how you know it's all planned. Because I'm just a mom that doesn't, I just stay home. I don't do much of anything. And I knew it was coming because it's planned. So, you know, anyway.
It definitely makes me wonder. I mean, I had a buddy in high school. I went to high school with this guy, and then I moved to Corvallis like 2007.
Where'd you go to high school at?
Called Coquille.
Coquille.
I was a Red Devil.
Oh, I was a gladiator.
Sounds like we would have.
I'm an eagle.
An eagle. All right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, eagle. Wait. That's Eddyville.
Yeah, that's Eddyville. We're the Eddyville Eagles, named after the founder, Boyd Eagleson. Or one of the Eaglesons, I don't know.
Boyd Eagleson.
I don't know where Eddyville is. Where is Eddyville?
That way.
Between Toledo and Corvallis.
Okay.
But much closer to Toledo.
I love Toledo.
About
Yeah.
10 miles, 20 miles from Toledo-ish.
I really love Toledo. It's such a cute little town that you live in. Casey lives in Toledo.
Yeah, Toledo's great. It's really funny. Totally different vibe than I think most of the rest of the county.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all blue collar workers, mill town, and I'm actually working on I don't even know what you call it, but with some people we're doing advertising for the city for getting more tourism in.
You got to get Kylie's coasters in there. She lives in Toledo.
Oh, does she?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, Kylie's great.
She's great.
But here's the thing. I don't want more tourists in Toledo.
Well, no, and that's how it is with Waldport, right?
Yeah.
So if anyone's listening, Waldport's terrible. Don't go there.
Waldport sucks.
So it's like I told, like we live the most incredible life. Like we do the coolest things.
Yeah.
All the time, every day almost. And I literally just was like, we don't leave our house, but I suppose I should be that like we do leave our house, but we are not around.
You're
people.
not going to like Walmart or
we
driving.
either go to the ocean or we go to the woods. We don't want to be around people. No. But people are like, hey, can you like simmer it down on the Waldport? It's like we like our sleepy town, you know.
Yeah. Well, it does seem like they're very anti-tourism. I worked with the chamber briefly there, and
I did that. That's what we did the video for.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I totally forgot about it. Like, why were you doing that?
Eat, play, shop, stay.
Yeah. And there were some people that just didn't want to participate. Like, we don't want more people.
Yeah, and I get that. I get that from people. Like, hey, can you just like cool it down on the Waldport?
I mean, if you get more people, if it's just like a comfortable amount, but if it ends up being like Newport where, all the main streets get backed up, I always drive the back roads. And then occasionally somebody from out of town will drive the back roads, and I'll get stuck behind them lollygagging because they don't know where they're at and they're just checking things out. It's like,
well, oh my gosh. And that is the thing here. And like, obviously tourism is a huge deal here and we need it, right?
you totally do.
But it's like you'll be on 101 and you're like, I know the view is beautiful, but like I gotta get to the bank before it closes, So it's like pull over because everyone's lollygagging, which is fine because it's beautiful. I lollygag. I mean, I stop all the time, even just on my way to like Fred Meyer's or something. Like, this is my view to the grocery store.
Yeah, I think that traffic could be one of those things that you could use to ascend to an enlightened state or something, because it's like such a mental, emotional struggle.
Yeah.
I was stuck behind a car on the way back from Tillamook the other day, and stuck behind a car.
Oh.
And they were going really slow, like 40 and a 55. They were like 35, 40. And I'm like, all right, well, whatever, like we'll pass them at some point. And then we're going, through this tiny town with the Shell station. And then right after that, there's
It's like all they have in that town is a Shell station.
Yeah. It's like nothing else. I don't even know. Yeah. And then we're getting up to a turnout. I'm like, all right, good. Well, this guy's got to turn out. This is gonna be good. And he just freaking drives. He just blows by the turnout going 40. And I'm just like, all right. So am I gonna sit here in silence, or am I gonna wail on my horn?
What'd you do?
I wailed on my horn.
What did he do?
Eventually, he pulled off the side of the road. I mean, I felt guilty. I definitely felt guilty. I was like, man, I'm an asshole. But at the same time,
Well, because he's probably on vacation. You don't want to ruin somebody's vacation.
But like, come on, man. Like,
pull over.
I didn't do any. I was nice. Now that the turnout is made for people like you, and it's actually the law. You pull out and let us pass, and then it's cool. We're cool. Just pull off when you get a chance.
Could have been cool.
Yeah. And then I took it a step further.
Uh-oh.
And he pulled off on the side of the road. And I held the horn down But I just thought about it. I was like, you learn from the hard things. The painful things are what you learn from.
I always say I learn the hard way.
I was spanked.
Everything. Oh, you were spanked as a child?
Spanked. I don't know if you were spanked or not, but
My mom's listening, so I don't think I'm supposed to say.
your mom's such a nice lady.
Yeah.
I was
No,
spanked.
she is. She's great. She's great. I don't think I was. Honestly, I'm joking, but I don't really think that I was spanked. I probably should have been.
I don't think that you have to be spanked, but I think that and you're actually a mother, and I'm not.
It's a good
I'm not
teaching method.
I will tell you that I don't spank my kids, but as all of us mothers think, we have angels, so we don't deserve spankings. But I don't.
Yeah, well, whatever you're doing
They're
works
well-behaved.
because your kids, yes, are well behaved.
They are well-behaved.
They're not little Nazis. They're not little shits. They're like really nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's times when they misbehave and you got to do something.
Not
but
often, to be honest with you. I mean, I know that, like, as all mothers, like, no, I have the best kids, but I really do have such wonderful children. They're such good children.
yeah, I mean, and I've having worked with you and your children,
Mm-hmm.
I can't even believe it. It's like it seems to me. I don't know what it is. Growing up, it seems like all the kids, the God loving kids were the worst. I don't know what it was.
I don't know.
Maybe it was.
My kids love God, but
I mean, like you go to church, and then you. I don't know if it was like if it had anything to do with going to church, or if it was just the way they were raised, but they were just like really nasty little shits, and they're just like, I was like, I don't know. I thought I had some. I mean, this is what I thought growing up. I don't really know.
yeah.
And then they always end up good, really, really awesome when they get a little older.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't really know why our children are so wonderful, but I think it's because we homeschool. We've always homeschooled. So we have spent 24 hours a day with our children, always. Like, we're with them 24 hours a day, every single day, 7 days a week. I mean, every once in a while, a grandma will come over and babysit. Like the other day, Jed's mom, Barbara. Hi, Barbara, if you're listening. Barbara came over and to watch the kids while we went halibut fishing. So every once in a while, like if we're going salmon fishing or halibut fishing, because we don't take the kids out on the ocean, we'll have a grandma come watch them or something. We're gonna have a date night. I don't know.
That's pretty cool. I bet you that's probably part of what it is that you spend so much time with your kids. It's not like they have a TV babysitter.
No, and they're not being influenced by like someone who doesn't, love and care for them more than anything in the world. So, yeah.
Well, they're still like, how old are they?
6, 8, and 9.
6, 8, 9. Yeah. Yeah, well, you're doing something right. But I was spanked. I had an aunt.
I mean, you're a really good guy, so maybe spanking works.
Oh, I definitely stole from the cookie jar.
Oh, no.
And I got whoopings for that. I think I actually got spanked multiple times because I kept going back to the cookie jar.
See, mine was a jar of bubble gum on top of our fridge.
You can't even eat bubble gum, man.
Yeah, but it was
Come on.
it was bubble gum. I was like 6. What was I gonna do?
Bubble gum.
I remember I found a dime in somebody's yard one time, and I took the dime. It was like in the grass. It was just like in the yard, and I felt so bad. I just felt so bad. So I never really like did anything.
Wait, you took a dime you found on the ground?
I found on the ground, and I was like, I'm
Stealing.
I'm stealing from a dime in someone's grass. So anyway, so it's like I've just never really did anything like that.
Yeah. Well,
so maybe it's genetic.
no, you did something right. I was thinking maybe it's like in soccer. I used to play soccer, I don't know if you know soccer, but like the coach was like, the more touches to the ball, the more control you have. And so it's kind of like, to compare it with raising kids, maybe it's like the more time you spend with them, the more you have to help choose the direction.
Don't think anyone could dispute that. I mean, because they're with us 24 hours a day.
But my father, my genetic father, he was born an asshole and he stayed an asshole. He didn't grow out of it. And it was just like a thing from my grandfather telling me about him. And
did you not know him?
So I grew up with my stepdad, and I got to know my genetic father later. And he's a nice guy. He's a great guy, but he just was a fighter. is a fighter. I always want to say past tense, like people are dead or something. I don't know.
Oh,
why
so
I
he's
do
not
that.
dead.
No, he's still alive. was.
Yeah.
That's like a bad habit. I started to pay more attention to how I talk when I do this podcast.
Sure,
now. I'm
I
like,
can see
man,
that.
I say weird things sometimes.
No, I'm like that with social media. I'm like, don't say or like, you know, you
totally.
pay attention to that, or it's like, stop. You probably don't have this problem, but it's like, stop touching your hair. Like,
No, he talks about gnomes for
I
10 minutes
know,
at
I
a
know.
time.
I'm well aware of that now. Yeah. I feel like someone should have put a disclaimer on there. There's gonna be
I should have called this Gnomecast.
Gnomecast.
We could put it like a logo on you, like a mask. It'll just be a badge that you constantly
Yeah.
wear.
You're on Team Gnome.
I have been thinking a gnome would be pretty good Halloween costume.
You could put a gnome like next to the flower pot behind you. Just add it.
Yeah,
I
but
feel
he'd
like
have to
that's
live
okay.
in here, and I just don't know if he'd want to live in here. Be by himself all the time, and then
Can you get him a girlfriend?
Yeah, maybe. I wonder if girl gnomes have beards?
Probably.
Why not?
I don't know. Think that I just thought I've been thinking about that a little bit every once in a while. It's
I
like,
see.
oh,
I
if there's
could
a girl gnome, do they have to have a beard too? Or is
Are
it-
you saying that gnomes are male by nature?
We're assuming they're
I don't know. They're mythical. They're like fairies,
Are you
I guess.
assuming it's gender? I'm gonna mock being offended here.
Are you getting any comments from my girlfriend? She's saying, "Shut the hell up."
No.
Did you show that picture on Facebook Live? How dare you?
Oh, I put it in front of the camera.
Have you seen Romeo and Juliet?
Yeah, I have.
No way.
You don't even know about this? Like,
No,
so I'm a mom. That's how I know about it. But yeah, there's a movie called Romeo and Juliet, and I do not believe Juliet has a beard.
They made a second one too.
Did they?
Okay, here's the other thing.
Casey knows what he's doing.
Okay,
this
what
weekend.
about baby gnomes? What
How
Do they come
gnomes
out with the beard?
make babies?
do they? I mean, it's probably like
It's
pixie
like a
dust
baby
and
coming
shit.
out with teeth, you know?
Yeah,
I mean, so like, do they come out with beards or? I don't.
we're back on gnomes. This podcast is about gnomes tonight.
Okay,
so,
that's Dayton's fault.
hashtag gnomes.
Hashtag
I had to play back into it. It made you laugh.
gnomes. Oh man. Yeah.
Anyway, check out Romeo and Juliet.
Okay, Romeo and Juliet. That sounds
Yeah.
freaking preposterous.
So, Liz, if you're listening, you're gonna be watching Romeo and Juliet this weekend.
No, we're going to Seattle.
Oh, fun!
Yeah.
I've only been to Seattle one time. I like the woods and the beach, and the Seattle's too busy for me.
Yeah, I'm the same way. But her brother, who works for a company that builds spaceships, actually he does some
Speaking
sort
of
of
UFOs.
engineering. Yeah, exactly. He lives up there, and we're helping a friend move there, who's moving to Alaska. So you're
Oh,
actually
that's the
kind of
friend
going
that's
back to the outdoor stuff. It's for outdoor stuff, but they're moving to Petersburg, and so he needs his truck. So we're gonna help. His girlfriend's gonna take his truck up with a boat.
Oh.
They named their boat Full Slack.
Oh, I like that. I love boat names.
Oh yeah, boat names,
Boat names
are the best.
so creative.
Yeah, I think it's like 14 or 15 foot. Not huge, but it's basically in Alaska, if you're the Inside Passage, it's going to be your main mode of transportation.
Yeah.
Because in Petersburg is an island of about 3,000 people or so, 3,500. It's like you don't really need a car that bad. I mean, you could walk everywhere probably. But if you were going to haul stuff, I guess you'd still want a rig. Yeah. Have you ever been to Alaska?
I have not, but I would love to go to Alaska. There's not a lot of places that I truthfully care to visit, but Alaska is one of the places that I would love to go.
It is one of the coolest places I've ever been. And
you have been to Alaska?
Oh, I've been there. I spent 5 months in Skagway, Alaska, and about a month in Juneau, Alaska, and been to Juneau 2 separate occasions. I've hiked to the Mendenhall Glacier. That's like the most popular, probably mainstream glacier, probably in the whole United States. Just because you can go to Juneau pretty easily, but you can actually hike there. It's so cool. And there's ice caves.
So cool.
It was amazing. We went there with my friends Jake and Danielle. My girlfriend was, of course, there. But
Is Danielle the ODFW girl that I met?
yeah. She's the one we're gonna go to Seattle with.
Oh, fun. She's so nice.
Yeah, she's great. She is from Boston, Massachusetts.
Oh, she is? She's a fish Uber.
Uber?
She's a fish Uber.
Is that what she said?
Yeah, that's like her unofficial title at ODFW. She's a fish Uber, so she takes the fish from the hatcheries and she puts them in local waterways. So she calls herself the fish Uber.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's sad that she's moving away. I know.
So she is the one that's moving away.
Yeah, her and Jake are moving. And Jake's already gone. Yeah, he's already up in like Anchorage. He's joining TSA. I don't know how you say it's the security, airport security. They call it TSA. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they could like.
He's gonna pat people down.
Yeah, I mean
that'd be a weird job.
I mean they start 60, 70 grand a year.
Oh.
You know, TSA has never
might pat
actually
people down for
stopped a terror attack.
I have heard that, and I would totally believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they haven't. It's kind of weird, the whole. You remember that Twin Towers and all that?
Well, yeah.
I mean, like
I'm a lot older than you are.
you make it sound like you're ancient.
I feel ancient. Yeah.
I saw it on. I didn't see it live because West Coast. You're West Coast too, right? So
Yeah.
You didn't live in the East Coast.
I was in Gladstone, Oregon.
Gladstone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Gladstone, man.
That's where I'm from.
It's what time? Because that was how New York is. How
It was
many
very
hours?
early. It was like very early. I remember my mom coming into my room and waking me up, and she sat on the edge of the bed, and we watched the news together, and we watched the towers fall. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I must have seen a recording of it, but
Because it was early, and you were young. You might have been. Nap
I
time.
don't know, like
Just
12
kidding.
or something.
Yeah.
Nap time.
No, just kidding.
I was still pooping my diaper.
He was down for a diaper change.
No, I was in middle school. I remember it was middle school. But yeah, the whole Patriot Act thing came about because of that, right? I think that's what Dayton's referring to is that they tightened up all the security and they have all this new.
Yeah, I mean that's when that started after that.
But they haven't caught anybody.
Wow.
See,
Don't get me started on
9/11 happened when you were in middle school. I went to visit Ground Zero when I was in middle school, at where the towers were.
Oh wow.
You actually
Yeah.
were there. What was it like?
Eerie,
I
very
bet.
very quiet, very quiet.
Yeah.
Everyone either didn't talk or was crying or whispering, or it was without fail the saddest place. I could just feel the sadness of it when I was there.
I can't even imagine. Yeah, it really brought the country together.
It did, unlike the whole COVID pandemic, which seemed to do the opposite.
Right.
Yeah, kind of a weird,
My
weird
husband,
contrast.
Wild Jed, got a American flag tattoo on his arm right after 9/11.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jed's great.
He's
yeah,
great. I have the best husband in the whole world.
yeah, he would.
I'm not just saying that because he's listening right now. I mean, I really do have the best husband in the whole world.
Jed, I'd marry you.
Oh, Wild Jed. So Casey calls my husband Jed Wild Jed because we were filming. I think we were filming like a salmon episode or something.
Yeah, I think it was.
And Jed just like came up out of nowhere and just ate the salmon and took it to go. I don't even know what happened, but it was. I feel like maybe I went in the house and I missed something.
You were in the house for part of that. That is true. I remember that.
Yeah, and then I came back out and all of a sudden my husband was Wild Jed. I must have
Well,
missed
we were
something.
just joking about it.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, we should do an episode with Jed. Call it Wild Jed.
Oh yeah, because the kitchen wild. Yeah.
But has he been in Alaska?
No, he hasn't.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, if you
We would love to go. We would love to go to Alaska. So if anyone out there is listening, and you would like to take my husband and I to Alaska, we would like to go with you.
I mean, it's for the hunting.
Sure, for
The
the
hunting,
fishing,
the fishing.
the hunting, the hiking.
Brown bears, moose. I've never had moose. I think I have tried
had
some
moose.
sort of elk.
Oh,
I've
we'll have
had
to get you some
venison.
elk. There's lots of elk around here, you know.
You guys go
Roosevelt.
elk hunting?
Well, sure.
Oh man.
Sure. Oh, you were going to come elk hunting with us last year, remember?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Did you guys end up?
We didn't go.
You didn't go.
No.
Well, maybe this summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be like.
Yeah, we're going to go.
What about those other crater? They're not deer. They're the really fast ones. Antelope. Cantaloupe. One's in Africa and one's
Cantaloupes.
not. Cantaloupe. Is
Those
that
are
what?
a fruit.
Okay.
Antelopes are the fast ones from Africa.
I always.
Well, technically, you could eat both of them.
There's like a gazelle.
Maybe
those are in
see,
Africa. They're very fast. They can jump very high.
Antelopes are a thing.
Cheetahs are fast. We're just talking about fast animals. I don't know what we're talking about. Yeah.
Antelope. Those
Antelope.
are the ones in Eastern Oregon. Boy, I filmed them.
I feel like I should know this.
They look like something
Calling
that
me
come
out.
from Africa, and I'm like, am I even saying this right? But they're really fast.
Antelope are they're basically like a deer but faster.
They have another name too.
I feel like my father-in-law might have an antelope mount at his house.
They got like smaller.
Yeah, and beautiful
I don't even know if they
eyelashes.
have antlers. If they might be horns.
Wow.
Are you looking this up?
Can we look?
No.
Yeah, look at it. Let's see what
Okay,
kind
I
of
will.
deer is over there. And just like kind of figure out what kind of. I was in the Steens, and on the top.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever?
Oh, no.
Hey.
It's not antelope. That's not what I'm thinking. I don't know what I'm thinking. What am I thinking?
What
My
is it?
family's probably so embarrassed.
What does it look like?
Oh, it has like the antelope has like,
Okay, the curly ones.
yeah. Which I thought those were like a kudu or something.
Kudu. Maybe there's a bunch of other names.
Here, I found antelope.
Let's see. Oh, yeah. That is what I was thinking of. That's
No, I
not
think
what I
that- I
Googled.
think
Well,
That's an
that's a
African
that's a
thing. I
weird
think that's
looking
an
one.
African
Hold on.
thing.
That's
This is
the
a
image I
normal
just
one.
Googled. That's the same one. We should get Wild Jen
Yeah,
on the phone.
there's also, I mean,
Yeah, we got to call in.
there's all kinds of animals that are essentially just copies of the deer around the world. I mean, there's caribou, antelope, reindeer, regular deer, whitetail, blacktail, whatever.
Yeah.
And then, just different variations on the evolutionary tree.
Yeah, I would love to get into hunting, but it's just a whole nother thing, and the amount of work that I've seen people put into getting an animal,
Yeah.
it's a lot, and it's like I don't think I'm ever going to be a hunter. But with what you're doing, it's like I am absolutely in love with crabbing. My favorite way is to put some waders on, and at night
Oh, have you gone night crabbing?
I've gone night crabbing
You
a
should
couple
go
of
with
times.
Jed because Jed would love to go night crabbing, but
Oh,
I
heck
don't
yeah.
want to go night crabbing because I have this weird thing with water. I love water, obviously. I'm in it all the time, but if it's dark and I can't see what's in the water, I just get like panicked.
Have you tried it though?
No, because the thought of it makes me nervous.
Well, here's the deal. You put a headlamp on,
Mm-hmm.
and it's slack tide, and it's not, you're not standing in a dark, oily.
Well, yeah, because you have to
black.
see, because the crab actually make almost like a disc shape in the sand, right? So you have to be able to see where
Yeah.
you're going. Okay. I
It's-
mean, if I can
it's-
see, I might try it.
It's illuminated. I mean, think of kind of like a jacuzzi tub,
Yeah, I like
how
jacuzzi
the
tubs.
light, kind of shines through it. So you got a good headlamp. You can always see.
As long as I could see, I could totally do it.
And
I
then-
would love that.
And it's more of a hunt. See, when you're crabbing with a crab pot and everything, I guess it's always kind of a hunt, but like what you guys do is great. But I don't have a boat, and it's just like off the dock. I've never had really good luck, and it's just more of a gamble. But always when I go out there with a rake,
Yeah.
I find them, and you get them, and it's just really exciting a game, and it's really fun, and I always get crab.
Yeah. That's awesome. So we do that during the day when we're clamming. Same thing.
You can do it during the day.
Yeah. I don't think it's as easy during the day, but you certainly can do it during the day. We do it during the day. So when we're out there clamming,
Yeah.
usually you'll find my husband way out there in the bay, and he's looking for crab too. So he inevitably pulls up a couple. But I have heard that you're a lot more successful than I, like they're nocturnal or something. But
Yeah,
I
they
don't know.
come out, but if you can do it during the day, heck, I only need a couple crab and I'm happy.
Yeah.
You know,
It's so funny living here because I remember when we first moved here, like before we had started crabbing or anything like that, I bought 3 crab for Jed's birthday because it was always his birthday meal. Like when growing up and like, for the 15 years we've been married, whatever, it's his birthday meal. And it was like, I don't know, $100 and some odd dollars for the 3 crab. And then now if we go out in the crab boat and we only get like a limit
Yeah.
or something, we're just like, oh, we only got 12. Oh, that sucks. But really it's like, wait, remember when I paid like $100 for 3 and I was thrilled to have 3? So you just get kind of spoiled here, right? Because you don't need 12. You only need a couple.
but you know what? $100 for 3 is a good deal.
No, I mean, this was like a while ago.
I
This
know.
was
Now they're
2
like
years ago.
$30 a crab.
That's what Jed just told me that last night. We don't buy crab And so I did not know they were $30 a crab.
Oh, wait a second. $100 for 3. I was thinking that's 90. That's actually not a good deal. But that's
Yeah.
I was thinking the 3 was going to be more than $100, but
But yeah, $30 crab. That's right. But that's a lot.
that is a
So,
lot.
and a shellfish license is, I don't even know how much.
It's like $12.
Yeah.
It's not very
Get
much
yourself
money.
a shellfish license and a rake and go out there and do it. It's more fun to go do it anyway.
Oh man.
And that's the thing. It's so fun. It's so fun.
Yeah, and then for the folks out there who don't like cleaning their crab,
You don't have to clean your crab. So you can take it. There's places all over the place here. You can just take it. Like you can take it to Shrimp Daddy's in Waldport. You could take it
Really?
to Dock of the Bay. I live in Waldport, so I know the places in Waldport, but I guarantee you there's a ton of places here in Newport that clean your crab for you too. Like you don't even have to clean your crab if you don't want to. Or
tell us, how do you clean your crab, Katie Wiley?
well, I use the Kraken crab cleaner. So our friends Tony and Eugene, who we go fishing with, they Eugene invented the Kraken crab cleaner, and Tony and Eugene now own the Kraken crab cleaner. It's the business, and their boat is called a Kraken. And you've been out on the Kraken, and and it's this. Tony should be here talking about it.
I should have him on the podcast.
You should. Oh my gosh, that would be the best podcast. He's so fun.
Do they live in town?
They live in Salem.
Okay.
The Salem area. Yeah, Dallas and Salem. But yeah, so it's this device. If you go to my YouTube channel, Kitchen Wild, I actually have a full video of the Kraken crab cleaner. You filmed it on our fishing trip.
I did.
You did. and it's this little device, and you can just clean the crab easy peasy, and you cook it cleaned. Because if you cook it, a lot of people, it's kind of like a controversial topic, but people are like hardcore about cooking the crab whole and the mustard, so to speak, which is technically just like demonic acid and guts and gills and disgusting stuff. But people like that. But I find that if you clean them first, it's a lot sweeter meat. You don't have that acidy flavor.
My friend Danielle is one of those people that swears by cooking with the guts.
No, Danielle.
But she's also an East Coast person, so it could be like an East Coast thing. But wait, didn't Jed from East Coast?
No, Jed's from here, born and raised.
Oh,
Oregon
but he
City.
has family over there.
His mom is from Maryland. And
Okay.
So yeah, it is like a blue crab thing. I mean, they eat them whole over there because they eat soft shell crab and stuff. So
They eat them whole? What do you mean?
yeah, so certain times of the year when the crab are molting, they're soft shell, and
Oh,
so
they
you
just
just fry them up and
take a
put them
bite
in a
out of crab.
sandwich. Yeah, put them in a sandwich.
I
Put them
don't know if I
between
ever
some
want to do
bread.
that. That's kind of weird.
1 year, his mom flew in a bunch of blue crab from Maryland for his birthday. I'm telling you, crab was like his birthday meal, but 1 year it was blue crab. That was really fun. Dungeness is better.
I've never tried blue crab, but
Dungeness is better. We live here. There's no reason to try blue crab because we have the best crab here.
it is delicious. So my girlfriend and I made crab cakes
Ooh.
with the crab that you gave me from when we made that video. I had frozen it, just like I frozen the shell, and then we husked it after the fact.
Yeah, for those who don't know, that's the best way to freeze it is in the shell.
And you told me that.
Oh, yeah.
You told so like I learned a lot. I'm learning a lot of this from you because
Yeah, you steal my claims once. You
I'm gonna become you. I'm gonna start my own Instagram and I'm gonna call it the Kitchen Wilder.
Yeah. Watch out. I would watch that, though. I would love that.
And while Jed's gonna be
While
the
Jed's-
co-host.
yeah.
No, he could be the main guy. I don't care. I'll film it. I don't have to be the guy.
You could be,
I don't know anything anyway. I just
you
copy
just
you.
seem
I
like,
copy
know,
you.
You know, yeah.
You've basically explained my whole job, Casey.
What, copying somebody else?
No, just waiting off camera and filming the whole thing.
Oh yeah. But I couldn't do it without you, man. I can't just hitting those two buttons there. I can't focus on the conversation when I have to figure out who's.
I'm like, I'm having a bad. I want to watch you, but he's like doing stuff back there, and he's just.
Oh yeah, he's like the mad
I wanna watch
scientist.
him work.
He's like doing things.
Yeah.
He's got that cool slider that like lights up. That little
What's he gonna do?
thing back there is awesome. It looks like a
Slider.
yeah. Is he sliding it? Oh, he's sliding it.
I wish everyone out there could see this.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, they can see that it's fading.
Yeah, they can.
Oh,
If you can't see that it's fading, the screen is fading between Katie and I, back and forth. Okay, it's done now.
Yeah.
Okay, it's done.
Never
Yeah, I'm lagging. We're fading and lagging.
okay. So crab cakes. Let's hear about your crab cakes.
Oh yeah. So
how'd you make them?
thanks for bringing us back here.
Yeah, I'm gonna reel it back.
Reel it in. Yeah, we made them. I mean, actually based on Michael. What the heck is Michael's last name now? Walla. What, he used to be the owner of Saffron Salmon.
Oh,
Michael
I believe I've met him.
Wallace.
He probably doesn't remember me, but I think he's the one that cooked a private meal over at Celeste's house.
He did that, yeah. And
Okay.
they had guests over, and
I was a guest.
yeah.
He's a good cook.
I think it's Michael Wallacer. I might be getting his last name wrong, but anyway, he did his crab cakes on Celeste McEntee's show, and we filmed that, and they were amazing. Like
His calamari was like out of this world. Yeah, so I believe his crab cakes were probably just outstanding.
not as complicated as you would think,
Uh-huh.
until you decide to try and make them, and then you're
Sure.
like, wait a second, there's a lot of ingredients.
Yeah.
The little shrimp, he added the little shrimp to
The
them.
bay shrimp, which are like a really big deal for those who don't know. Bay shrimp are a very big deal here on the Oregon coast.
Oh, because we harvest them
We
here.
harvest them.
I've not eaten very many of those. I don't
They're
know.
like bait. I mean, they're great. Like, they're good on like salads and little topped on a chowder or something that's good. But a lot of people in other states are like, that's bait, so don't eat that. But we like them. We like them here.
So one thing he was talking about with his crab cakes is not to shred the crab up too much. Like let it be kind of big
We
clumps.
want big lumps of crab meat. Yeah.
And it's all mixed up. He uses like an egg and some other things to bind it together.
Mm-hmm.
And you get these cool little ramekins. Just nice little glass ramekin. You might put ketchup in or something.
Okay.
And he pats them in there and gets a nice shape. So we kind of copied that a little bit. I think we ended up finding another recipe and just kind of adding some of his techniques in.
Yeah.
But the crab cakes were unbelievable. Like I was just getting kind of bored of just eating crab.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, I wanted to make
like-
something, like, okay, I got the crab, I eat it.
Yeah.
And I want to make something.
I think that's what happens when you have access to it like more often.
Yeah.
Because, if it's like once in a blue moon kind of thing, you just don't want to waste it or like, hide the flavor. But it's like, it's just an ingredient we have like on hand here. Crab. Oh, we just have crab here. So
You've
could
made
do other
several
things
things
with
with crab.
Heck yeah.
Tell us about some of the things you've made with crab.
Well,
'Cause,
let's hear your crab cakes. So let's finish this. Like, did you fry them? Did you put a sauce on them?
Oh, I guess you're right. I didn't finish.
Yeah,
I mean,
let's
I was
hear-
just
I'm
like,
like-
I was
I'm
like, I
like,
made
I
them.
need to know
and
about
that's
these crab
the end of the
cakes.
story. I mean, we fried them up. Yeah, I think we fried them up. Liz has an air fryer now.
Oh,
And so
I've heard great things about air fryers.
We're trying. I think we tried some in the air fryer, and they were very good. It's just nice if you're trying to cut back on the calories.
Yeah.
You don't have to use the oil or whatever. But yeah, it was good in the air fryer, and it was good fried in the pan. Did we put a sauce on it? Can't remember. I love sauce.
I love sauce too.
I heard that millennials. I'm like an old millennial.
Yeah.
Are sauce people. I think I saw an article, and it's like, yeah, I'm a sauce guy. If I was a chef, I'd be a saucier.
Oh, I don't know. I'm a sauce gal, and I'm not a millennial. I'm an old lady. But
Well, maybe it's not true. Maybe it's just some stupid article from the New York Times.
yeah, trying to label you.
It could be.
Sauce guy. I don't know. Maybe you millennials are sauce people. Maybe you're more saucy than we are.
I love barbecue sauce. Have you ever made your own barbecue sauce?
I haven't.
Oh, it's dank.
Yeah.
It's like mustard and ketchup and brown sugar,
sugar,
and sometimes
Molasses sometimes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I made it a few
Worcestershire.
different times. I used to be a professional blender salesman.
That's right. You were Vitamix. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, I mean, anything you can put in there and mix up, I mean, you don't necessarily have to have a super blender for sauces, but if you want it to be consistent, like from the store or something that a chef would make you, and sometimes chefs want it to be clumpy and inconsistent. It's just different. It's just an art. I thought about food as a career.
You did
Yeah.
when you were doing smoothies.
No,
Oh.
way before that.
Way before that.
No.
Really? I mean, you're like surrounded by food at all times now.
Now I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird as a video guy or whatever. I eat a lot of cold food. This is what somebody was telling me the other day. Somebody who gets it, it's like, okay,
I get it.
You
I
film
know
it.
what you're
Oh, you do it
saying.
too, because you also take pictures of food.
Yeah, so my husband will have his dinner, and he gets this beautiful plate. And he's like, "Oh, I know I have the photography plate. And it's cold because it's always cold because
Yeah, 'cause it's
I
gotta
have to
wait.
photograph it.
Yep.
And sometimes I can't photograph it. It's like steaming. So I have to wait for it to cool down. And then
Yeah.
poor Wild Jed gets a cold dinner. But it tastes good.
So, gosh, I have so many things I want to talk about. It's like, now I want to talk about Wild Jed and did he get a catch this year? But wait, my crab cake story I think is done. So what about your crab? What kind of things have you been making with crab these days?
Well, so you filmed that episode where I made my spicy crab dip, which is everyone's favorite.
It was dank.
Everyone loves that one. Yeah. Let's see. Gosh, I made I don't know.
The other
Dungeness crab Alfredo was like a really popular one.
I've not tried that. I wasn't there for that.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
The other episode we did with you was the Dungeness crab mac and cheese.
Oh yeah, my Dungeness crab mac and cheese in a sourdough bread bowl. Yeah, that's a really good one. I actually really, really love that one. It made me sort of fall in love with mac and cheese all over again. But yeah, I don't know. I guess just I'm trying to think. I made Dungeness crab sushi and
Dungeness crab sushi.
yeah, with raw sea lettuce that I pulled out of the bay, which I harvested sea lettuce this morning as well. Oh, and I brought Casey's roommate, Ron.
Oh, let's take a look at that.
A bit of a health nut. I do love smoothies, and so I brought Ron some of this sea lettuce that I harvested yesterday and dried this morning. And so we went out clamming yesterday. And we limited out on clams, and we limited out so quickly on clams that I grabbed some sea lettuce, and then we went back out this morning and got more clams and more sea lettuce. And
Can you take some out and show us?
yeah, sure.
I'm trying to show the camera. I'm like, man, this just looks dumb.
I'm not gonna eat it because it'll get in my teeth, and then I'll have sea lettuce in my teeth. For the
Yeah,
rest of
that's
the
cool.
show. But yeah, I can hear it. It's dried, but they're little chunks, so Ron could put them in his smoothies. Let's see, just sea lettuce. Let's see. Sorry, Ron, I'm manhandling your seaweed.
We kind of joked
yeah.
about it looking like a jar of weed when she came in.
Yeah, they said they were gonna get rolling papers and smoke my sea lettuce.
smoke
in
some
the-
lettuce.
in the parking lot. Like, I don't know. It's probably good for you actually. But so yeah, I made some Dungeness crab sushi with the sea lettuce, and made miso soup with the sea lettuce. I actually grind the sea lettuce up. You could do it in like a spice grinder or coffee grinder. But I do it in just like a mortar and pestle, just with my hand because I think it's easier.
I love mortar and pestles.
I do too. It's kind of like primitive. I think simple's best, right?
Yeah.
And so you can just add that to kind of anything for additional nutrients and flavor. So I started making that because I did this wild food fast, and I only ate food for a week that I could harvest that I had harvested. I ate nothing unless I harvested it myself. And I just desperately needed salt. And it's like, I live by the ocean. I could have just made some sea salt. But I didn't have any on hand. So I ground up the seaweed.
Yeah.
And I put it on my food. And it was like, it's just amazing. Because there's so much salt, just natural salt in it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So that's when I started making this seaweed powder. You may have seen it in the News Times because I did a recipe on the seaweed powder. But it's a really great way to add natural salt and nutrients to meals.
I've been wanting to make my own sea salt.
Me too. It's up. Yeah, stay tuned. I'll get you wild.
That actually could be a cool thing.
Yeah, no, we planned on it. I'm super excited. We've been doing some research and.
You know what you ought to do is instead of, you could do as a side note for an episode.
Oh yeah.
So
we could do
so you're let's say we're gonna do mussels.
Mm-hmm.
And here's some, and then there could be also you're gonna do sea salt in the same episode.
While we're there, we're gonna grab some ocean water. We're gonna take it home, make some sea
Because
salt.
it's not a complicated process, right?
No, it is as simple as grabbing a bucket of ocean water and you just boil it down.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. I mean, as far as like, I'm always learning how to do better, with video editing and videos and all that. And I think that's what makes videos interesting sometimes is when you have more than one thing going on and you kind of interweave them together really well. Because you got to sound effects and
You're good at sound effects.
Oh, I'm working on it. Like with the gnome video, like I had a bunch of sound effects.
I need to watch this video.
We
I'm
could
so
we could
excited.
probably pull
Oh
it
my
up.
gosh.
We should
You
pull
did
it
that
up.
in one of my episodes. So I made a coral mushroom udon noodle soup.
Yeah.
You remember that? I almost caught
Yeah, I
my
remember
kitchen
that.
on fire.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was scary. And so the oil got so hot, and I usually do. like fry things in my deep fryer, but I thought for aesthetic purposes, we'll do it old school in a cast iron skillet.
Yeah.
And the oil just got too hot, and the tempura batter was wet, and so obviously when liquid hits
Yeah.
oil, it's a disaster. And so we had to like put it aside, but and so then we like moved on to something else like the broth or something, but you had to put in some like sizzling effects, which were actually my oil sizzling, but you just had to like dub my sound in.
Oh yeah, I
again.
did have to do that. You noticed that?
Yeah, no, I did, and I was like, because I remember that we were almost catching the kitchen on fire at that point. Yeah, so a little behind the
I don't even think I
scenes.
told you that.
No, I knew that wasn't happening when I heard it. Yeah, but I mean, it was our sound, like it was our oil bubbling, but it was just.
It was in the wrong place
Dubbed
at the right time.
Yeah, wrong place at the right time. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
So you're really good at that.
Well, videos, it's all about believability.
Yeah.
It's there are certain things you can do, and
The magic of TV is kind of
Yeah.
what. Yeah.
well, and a lot of people with Instagram and everything have figured a lot of that out. But there's more to it than you'd even think. I mean, I saw this effect where a guy had a camera on a gimbal, and he's like, super cool effect, and I want to try it sometime. I'm kind of working my way slowly to getting this set up. It's just it's all money, but you get this camera and you take it and you lower it below a ledge, and and when you shoot with when you want it to look cinematic, you make they call it the shutter speed, and you have the frame rate and all that. You make it so that it's a little blurry, because in cinematic videos it's a little bit blurry.
Yeah.
It's not super sharp. That's kind of like higher frame rates looks like Days of Our Lives, what is soap operas.
I used to watch that back in high school.
We were just talking about that. So Days of Our Lives, you watched that?
I did when I was in high school. That was like my show.
I remember that.
Days of Our Lives and Oprah. That was my after school.
We were talking about Oprah.
That's really funny. We were talking about Oprah in the truck today on the way here.
Oh my God. Both of them on the way here. They both came up.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember Oprah pulling fat out of some lady's ass with a big needle.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
You saw that? It really happened? It really happened.
Yeah, I feel like that did really happen because I was like, yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And she
No,
was like, oh yeah. Like
yeah. Oprah was it, right?
That was crazy.
That was a good show back in the
yeah,
day.
Oprah. I like Oprah. I mean, she's all right. I mean,
But yeah,
she's a nice lady.
maybe.
As far as billionaires,
I don't
go.
know her.
That's true. That's true.
Magic of TV.
Hollywood.
Man,
can
you
do
just
a
flipped
lot.
that switch and you were just like, nope.
Listen, Oprah, if you're listening, I just don't know you. I've heard rumors.
I don't trust you.
I've heard rumors. Let's just say.
You can't watch my children.
You're not watching my children.
You might
100%.
eat them.
Yeah. No, I actually don't let anybody watch our children. I've never had a babysitter. Only grandmas.
That's good. That's really good. I had, getting off subject, but I had random babysitters, and some were nice, and some. I do remember Bill I lived in Gold Beach,
Uh-huh.
and this
I was wondering where you
young girl
Yeah?
was babysitting me, and I can take care of myself. I told her that. What a little asshole I
Don't
was.
tell me what to do. Yeah, we already established that Casey does not want to be told what to do.
Yeah. So we what were we talking about now? We're gonna. It's so
Oprah.
easy.
I don't know what we were talking about.
Okay. Days of Our Lives.
Days of Our Lives.
Oprah.
Crab cakes.
Crab cakes. Dang, there's some sort of missing link here.
Is it weird? What should we talk about next?
Well, I did want to talk about Ron.
Oh,
The reason that you brought this for Ron, he's my.
your roommate, but he's also your sound guy.
Yeah, he's my.
Not today, but
Yeah.
but when you
No, he's
help
my
me
helper.
with videos. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's also my landlord,
And your landlord.
and he's my buddy.
And you're his boss.
Yeah.
And he's your landlord. and
We're all.
but Ron is like one of a kind.
Yeah, he is.
I
Ron.
I adore Ron.
Yeah, he's in a band with another friend.
What's the band
Evelyn.
called?
It's called Revlin.
Yeah, because
You've
it's-
seen them.
Well, yes, it's Ron and Evelyn. I actually haven't seen them.
Oh, okay, but he
I want
wants to
see them.
invite
He
you.
wants to invite me.
And now with the mandates and everything, it's cool.
Right.
But you might have to eat out, I guess. That
I
might be
eat out.
kind of weird.
No, I eat out all
You
the
do?
time.
I thought you never ate out.
No, I eat out. I mean, I usually get it to go because I like, it's like when you find out your lifestyle is called quarantine. I take it to go and eat at home. No, but we eat out all the time. And actually, that's another thing about I don't know what I do, I guess, is that I get invited to like go eat at restaurants and try their food or like I'm on this thing right now is I'm looking for the best chowder on the Oregon coast.
Ooh, that is a cool one.
Yeah.
Are you doing a series or
I'm
a
just
thing?
doing it by myself, just on Instagram.
Why the heck not?
Let's do a series. Can we do a series? Jeremy, if you're listening, can we do a series?
Yeah, come on, J-Mon.
Because like people tell me all the time, like, oh, you want the best chowder on the coast, you go here, and I'll go there. And I'm like,
Well, we did a chowder series with Brittany.
with
though.
Brittany. I watched it. It was really great.
Yeah, that was awesome. I mean, really got to know Brittany well.
Yeah.
And
Brittany chimed in actually when I asked the best chowder, and I was like, if anyone knows, that's you. So.
Well, we went to 6 or 7 places, and there's a lot of chowders that we tried. I got to try all of them, and that was cool.
Did you have a favorite?
I did.
Tell me. You have to tell me.
So
I won't tell
let's just
anybody.
talk about the different places here, because nobody wanted to talk about. Everybody's like, we can't criticize. That's what I'm trying to
No,
get
and that's the thing too. So it's like when I go places, I don't want to criticize because and it's just like a lot of it is just preferences. So I went to a place recently, which I talked about publicly, so I could talk about it here. Went to the Salty Dog. So and I had heard the Salty Dog has
In Walport?
Yeah,
I've been to Salty Dog.
Yeah,
I
it's-
worked with that lady. She's
Did
cool.
you?
I can't remember her name.
I don't know.
She is salty.
Is she? That's the thing. I love that.
Yeah.
I love the salty attitude of the coast.
it's awesome.
So charming. But so we went there because I had heard that they had like some of the best chowder on the coast.
Do they?
Well, it wasn't my jam. Like I could tell that the clams were really tender. Like they were everything you would want a clam to be in the chowder. There were big chunks of really tender clams, and the potatoes were fantastic. But I just like a thinner chowder, and so it was just preference. So my father-in-law was there at dinner with us, and he loves a thick chowder. So I was like, try this. And he loved it. He loved it. So a lot of it, it's like I don't ever want to offend anyone because a lot of it's just preference. So just because I say I like a thinner chowder doesn't mean everyone else likes a thinner chowder.
Have you had Drift-In's chowder?
It's my favorite.
The seafood chowder.
My favorite.
That was the first one that we did in the series, and it is fantastic.
It's my hands down my favorite so far on the whole coast.
Salmon and I think
And it's thin. It's like a soup base, like a
good.
oyster stew base, like a thin soup like that.
So we also tried Clearwater's chowder. We
Sure.
tried Moe's chowder. We did.
You did sea hag and then the horn, right?
We did the horn. And
you did the
sea
horn.
hag. That's right.
Yeah.
Actually, and I think we. Yeah, we did both. We did both at once because the owners are the same.
Yes.
Clary, and the Side Door Cafe, and I don't know if I'm missing one. Oh no, Little Chief in Siletz.
Okay, I don't remember.
I reposted all the videos.
Oh, was that you that posted them?
A while back?
Yeah, I watched all of them. That's where I saw them on Facebook.
The Little Chief had just switched owners like a week before, and they were like, this isn't accurate, so I had to take it down.
Oh, I was going to say, because that's the one I didn't see. I didn't see Little Chief.
I don't know the current status of their chowder when they changed owners, though.
Yeah.
So a lot of times that kind of stuff stays the same. And but Little Chief's chowder was great. Moe's, so I feel like Moe's, you can't really talk shit about Moe's chowder because they're kind of like, that's what chowder should be. That's what I feel like. It's not like super fancy.
There are friends.
Oh, they're great. They're great. But the thing is I think it's great. Like I put a bunch of Tabasco and I put a bunch of crackers in it. It's delicious. I'll eat it all day long.
Celeste showed me how they put together their chowder at her house one day. And so they put their chowder in and they put a big old pat of butter on top. And you put paprika and parsley and it's very good.
Oh, it's delicious. But I don't feel like it's meant to be gourmet.
No. I mean, it wasn't ever meant to be.
Exactly.
Like Mo wanted to give back to the community and feed the fishermen, right?
And so you can't really criticize, this isn't that great a chowder. It's delicious chowder. It's just this is chowder at its what do you call it when it's like the one that everybody compares to?
Well, yeah, it's just sort of like the standard, right? So it's
Yeah,
like
the
the
standard.
original, the OG chowder.
the
Like
OG
the
chowder.
Pepsi of chowder on the coast.
Yeah, the OG chowder. And I mean, I'm not even lying. I'm not trying to butter anybody up, but I literally will eat that any day. It's delicious. I had a bread bowl with it the other day.
Oh, bread bowls are my favorite.
I split it with Liz, but we ate the whole bread bowl. And like nobody eats the whole bread bowl.
I eat the whole bread bowl. I love the bread bowl. Oh my gosh. I always get it in a bread bowl if it's available.
Yeah.
And that's my only grievance with Drift Inn is they don't offer a bread bowl, and their portions are kind of small. Because like I'm 4'10", so I'm not like a big gal, but I like very big portions. I like big portions, and they're they have like a sophisticated portion. They're at Drift Inn. I want a big,
definitely not the
giant.
smallest, but not the biggest. I've seen smaller.
It's pretty small. Have you seen smaller?
Yeah.
It's pretty small.
I'm trying.
Maybe because it's so good that I just want
That could be
big.
it. I get their seafood chowder in the bowl with the little bread on the side.
Yeah.
And that's delicious.
It's very good.
But they're also not super cheap either, and the chowder is more
No,
affordable.
Drift Inn is very expensive. So not only is Drift Inn expensive, however, everything at the Drift Inn is scratch made. So like,
So it's worth the money.
It's worth the money. But so Yachats has its own tax, right? Like a city tax. And then the Drift Inn, I believe at one point, last time I was there, they had like a hazard pay tax as well. So I think we ended up paying like 40% tax on our meal. And then we tipped, a lot. And it ended up being like, I think, I can't accurately like quote what it was. So I'm not going to say anything at all. But it was extremely expensive. So we just hadn't been back just kind of for that reason. But I mean, honestly, it's my favorite chowder on the coast so far, but I haven't had enough chowder.
So I think that you should try. Sea Hag and Horn were very good. You should try them.
So you've never had my chowder?
Your chowder?
Yeah. So
Wait a second.
here's the thing. So I think that's part of the reason is I make a pretty good chowder. If I don't
Really?
say so myself. Have you not seen my seafood chowder? It's loaded with like salmon and bass and Dungeness and obviously cockles.
Oh, man,
and
this is
like,
sounding really good.
it's in a bread bowl. It's like an outstanding chowder. I make my chowder sort of like loosely based on all the chowders I love. So
Okay.
growing up, the Sea Hag was it. So anytime we came to the beach with my mom growing up, which was like where we always went because the beach was my favorite place. Coming from the valley, we would come to the beach. We would always go to Sea Hag.
Yeah.
That's where we went. And so
So you know the old owner.
Gracie. Yeah.
Did she do the chicken dance?
I never saw the chicken dance.
Oh, man.
No, so when I started cooking, I found a copycat recipe for the Sea Hag chowder. So I started making my chowder like that, right? When I very first started many years ago. And then I obviously moved here and had the Drift Inn. I was like, oh man, you can make chowder like creamy, like not thick like this. So it's like a soup. So now I just kind of combine the two and then I throw in my own stuff. But Gracie's Sea Hag was it that like that's what I modeled my chowder after in the very beginning.
Well, their chowder's really good.
I've heard the Horn is also very good, but different.
I think the Horn. I don't remember. One of them won a bunch of awards.
Same owners, but different chowders because they kept
Yeah.
Gracie's original.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think so. I can only say from memory, and I don't remember.
I only know that from watching your video.
Okay, well there it is. It's in it's in digital stone.
Yeah.
So Clearwater. Have you tried Clearwater's chowder?
No, but when I asked the other day on Instagram about the best chowder on the Oregon coast, I got Clearwater in there. So and I
really
actually
good.
had a meeting the other day with the owner of Clearwater. She's a lovely lady, Janelle.
Janelle. Okay.
And so I would love to try their chowder. I'll have to
It's
go
very good. Everything at Clearwater is very good.
there. I've eaten there. Everything I've ever eaten.
Yeah.
there is
Also very
delicious.
expensive.
Yeah, but I mean, is it like, people say that about Local Ocean. Local Ocean is one of my favorite restaurants around here, and it is expensive. However, that fish comes right from the boat.
Yeah, for the quality of food, you're paying for
man,
the difference.
Yeah, the quality food. And Chef Enrique over there at Local Ocean, he is like,
He's awesome.
Whoa.
I met him the other day, and it was cool.
he's insanely talented, isn't he?
Yeah.
So you're paying what's worth. Actually, it was so funny because the last time I ate at Local Ocean, I posted a picture of my food on Instagram because that's what we do as
Yeah.
weird food people. And the person who caught my tuna messaged me. He said, "Hey, that's my tuna that you're eating. I caught that on my boat."
That's
So it's
pretty.
like-
That's pretty cool.
That's as cool as that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's worth it, right?
Local Ocean. Did they make a chowder?
I'm sure
They
they
must
do.
make a
I
chowder.
haven't had it.
For some reason, they have totally been in my blind spot for chowder, I guess. But I think that would probably be one to investigate. But
I could ask my stepsister. She used to work there.
Yeah, we could just pull up their menu too.
That's true too.
Ooh, pull the menu.
Should we pull it up?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure they do. They weren't on the list of people that recommended the chowders, but maybe it's kind of the thing that it's not on other people's radar either.
Georgie's also has a seafood chowder,
I've had Georgie's chowder.
and it was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have it. It wasn't part of the series that we did. I've had it a couple times.
You guys went to a hotel also, didn't you?
Oh, that's right. At Spanish Head. Thanks for reminding me.
In at the Spanish Head. That's right. Okay,
Yeah,
let's see.
thanks for reminding me. Yeah, their chowder was also very good. I think that like the consistency between like Clearwater and In at Spanish Head, similar consistency. Mm-hmm. I'm sure the flavors are a little different. Both very good.
I think this is going to take me.
Moe's might be just. Are you
going to look up local?
Oh, I think Dayton's got it. Oh, if you move that, yeah. Oh, he's got it. Yeah, he's
Don't
got it.
worry.
Yeah,
I'm
we'll
just
get
looking at things.
So, okay, I'm gonna just say the best chowder.
Best chowder. Do it.
Best chowder
Let's hear it.
was.
Drum roll.
Now I'm drum rolling. And I'm not
Okay. Oh no.
remembering. It's the Side Door Cafe.
Where the Side Door Cafe? Where is that?
It's at the side door.
I think someone wrote that on that list.
It's Glen Eden Beach,
Glen Eden.
and that entire restaurant, everything about it, like that place was. It's a thinner consistency, so you might like that.
I love it already.
I mean, it was so good. It was the clear winner. Like, I'm like, this is the best one.
Okay, everyone, if you're listening, the Side Door Cafe. That's it.
Well,
the spot.
that's by my taste standards, and the taste can vary from batch. It can vary for me with my taste buds every day.
My batches vary. It's like sometimes I have a good chowder, sometimes I don't know what I was doing.
F it up.
Yeah.
Add too much vinegar or something.
No vinegar, but yeah.
No, that's Ron.
Ron. We were talking about Ron. Remember when we forgot what we were talking about? We were talking about Ron.
Oh, okay, was it? Okay, well, Ron. Now that we know that Side Door Cafe's chowder is, in my opinion, is the best. You should try it.
How far is Glen Eden from here, though?
We're
in Newport right now. Newport, Oregon.
About 20
Towards Lincoln City.
minutes or so. 20 minutes, 25-minute drive.
Not far.
It's before you get Lincoln City, which is good. Because Lincoln City, if anybody else is listening who lives in Lincoln County, knows Lincoln City is the longest, slowest drive of your life.
Right.
And if you get to somehow go somewhere that just is short of that drive, it's great. It's just it's a win.
Yeah, when I took my daughter to go get her ears pierced that day on her birthday, the day that man yelled at her, it took us. So it turns out there was a fatal accident on 101 and Depot Bay was closed.
It's a lose.
So we had to go on Siletz Highway. I don't know what.
Oh, yeah.
So we had to go that way, and there was an accident that way. We actually saw the accident happen. A truck jackknifed into both lanes.
No way.
You can't go in both lanes there because there's no way to go around on that highway.
Oh man.
So we couldn't. It took us 3 or 4 hours to get to Lincoln City that day. And then we got yelled at. It was a tough day.
Oh man.
But she had
Put your mask on.
Yeah, she had a wonderful birthday. That's right. She got her ears pierced.
That's good.
But yeah, so Lincoln City is busy.
I think it's
a tough drive.
it's catching up with Newport.
Yeah,
They're a lot more friendly to tourism and all kinds of different services than
well, they have
Newport
the
is.
casino.
Oh, they do have the casino.
So when Jed and I used to if we went away for the night or something and Grandma would watch the kids, that's where we would go. We would go to the casino. We loved that.
Oh, the casino.
Yeah.
I've not spent much time there, but it does seem like a fun place if you wanted to go. Do they have performances?
I don't know. I just played like penny slots. I
Oh,
literally don't.
penny slots.
I thought I won $9,000.
Yeah.
I couldn't even talk.
Yeah.
I was so excited. And Jed was sitting next to me and I was like, I just won $9,000. And he was like, holy smokes, you just won $90? And I was like, what?
$90.
What do you mean $90? He's like, no, babe, it's 9,000 credits. There's you didn't win $9,000.
Oh man.
Shoot, I only won $90, but
I gave my grandparents a fake lottery ticket.
oh, those are mean.
I gave it to many people actually. I got them from my mother. She's a prankster.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you about some of the pranks. But yeah, my grandmother, she's
your poor grandma
she's a
a
little
heart attack.
Japanese lady from Okinawa, Japan.
Is she really? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's fun.
She took the lottery ticket to the 7-Eleven
Oh, how
and found out it
embarrassing.
was fake. And Grandpa was...
How much did she win?
Oh, I don't know. It's probably like 10,000 or something.
Yeah.
And Grandpa's like, I call him up, and he's like, "Oh, by the way, you good job with that lottery ticket. You had me,
Was
both
she
of us
mad at
convinced."
you?
Oh no.
Oh.
They're the sweetest people. They're totally like Buddhist, and like it's I mean, it's like for a moment you know what it feels like to be a winner. Maybe that's kind of the only takeaway. But this other girl I gave one to. So I used to work at this co-op in Corvallis, and I went back and I was giving them to people, and she scratched it and she said she won. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna pay off all my student loans. She called me over the intercom to get me to go to the other part of the store to tell her, and she's like, I'm gonna pay off, and after I pay off my loans, I'll give you the rest. And I was like, yes, read the fine print. And
sorry.
yeah, she wasn't very thrilled.
No, I mean your life changes.
Oh man,
in a moment, and
But-
then it changes right back.
I did give one to like a boss that's like a kind of a cranky boss.
Yeah, he deserved it.
Well, he didn't believe it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when you kind of know they don't have any soul.
Yeah. It's just
Like,
simple
man,
by
this guy
nature.
just didn't believe it. Like, too good to be true. Like, lottery ticket looks like the real thing. But
They
if you
do
read
look real.
the fine print, it's like endorsed by Santa Claus.
You can like redeem it in like no time ever, or is it right? Yeah. Yeah.
But my mother also used to have this mustard bottle, and you could squeeze it at people,
Back in the day, I remember those.
and a string would come out.
Yes.
Oh, it would get you
Yeah.
every time. So
Do
good.
they make pranks like that anymore? I mean, that is like a good old fashioned prank because I remember those. Those were great.
So good. You know, the little gum, pick up the gum.
Yeah, the little poop.
Oh, no.
Remember the little poop? Do you remember the little
Yeah, the
poop? It
poop,
looked
the
like a real poop. You put it
No,
on the
no,
carpet and someone thought their dog pooped on the
Well,
carpet.
don't put it on the toilet, though. See, what happens is you put it on the toilet seat, people push it in and flush it. That's what happened. So I had my brother, who was like really into the pranks too. Grandpa comes and he's like, "Oh, what happened?" And he's like, "Oh, I just pushed it in," and like,
A toilet, so we have to call a plumber now. Yeah, we broke
and he
the
was a
toilet.
plumber actually.
So we knew what kind of damage you just
I
caused.
don't know if he knew it was a real poop though.
Yeah.
Um,
Those fake poops were funny. But I remember mustard. I liked that. Good,
Yeah.
clean fun. Good,
Yeah.
clean fun. Back in the day.
So Ron, my roommate, everybody that learns about him, I inevitably tell them about his smoothies that he makes.
Yeah.
And Katie
I feel
brought
like
me
I knew
seaweed.
about Ron's smoothies before I really knew about Ron.
Yeah, no, you probably did. It's
Yeah.
one of the first things I talk about.
Yeah.
But he will. When I'm at home, he tortures me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I probably torture him as well. But
With gnomes.
no, he likes the gnomes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I'll come home and the gnome will be, if I get a package, he'll put the gnome on the package. And yeah, he's like, Nomi drank one of your beers.
Oh, darn.
Oh, did he
Nomi.
now?
Yeah. Nomi ate your leftover.
But Ron
I
likes
don't know.
these-
Maybe it would be good to have a gnome around the house. You could blame all kinds of things on that gnome. Get
I
away
mean,
with everything.
They just have this look on their face that it's just somehow it's like,
Yeah.
that guy,
Guy.
something about it. I don't
That
know.
guy ate the rest of your pizza. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's just great.
Yeah.
Yeah, Liz
But
hates
Ron
him.
does like smoothies. So I think the first time you told me about Ron smoothies, you told me he put like taco seasoning or something in a smoothie or something. But you're like, no, but yeah.
Well, as somebody who made smoothies professionally
Right.
to taste good, to represent a major brand of
Vitamix.
kitchen equipment,
Mm-hmm.
we wouldn't actually call them blenders. This is not just a blender.
Right.
It was a crazy experience.
Vitamix was lucky to have you.
Oh, it was good. It was
Yeah.
good. I was glad. The quality of the reps was kind of going downhill at the time. 2015, 16, I think that's about when I ended in 2016 because they were saturating the market so that the revenue coming in for the reps was going down. So their reps were quitting more, and then you jump on, and it was just competitive too.
Yeah.
You'd get the Costco reps, and I'd come in after a bad rep, and then people be pissed at me.
Right.
Because they'd be in there and they'd be just talking shit about the ninjas or whatever they had, and it's like, you got to be nice to the competition. You can't just, I mean, you can point out if it's made in America or not. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But you don't want to focus on how good this machine is, not how crappy theirs is.
Yeah.
And they told us that we shouldn't talk crap about
Those Vitamix machines were spendy, weren't they?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I asked $500 for the Pro model, and then I think it was $400 or $350. $350 on sale at the time
It's a lot of money
for a lesser model. Not really lesser, but didn't have the automatic features.
Yeah, because that's the thing with a blender is that you run the blender and then things get caught, and so those are good blenders because they don't.
Well, I mean, if you're really into health, the Vitamix started in like 1937.
Oh, whoa.
Actually started in 1921. First Vitamix was made in 1937. And yeah, these machines, they were, I think the original container was glass and they switched to metal. Mm-hmm. And they do home shows and fairs. And it was a real career.
I think I had seen them at the fair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They do
someone
fairs.
had a
They still do
earpiece
fairs.
on and-
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. Yeah, dips, spreads, sauces, marinades. This
Yeah.
machine does it all. Whole fruit margarita, one whole orange, lemon, and lime, sugar, water, and ice, triple sec, and tequila. Yeah,
Look at you
Still in my
go.
brain because I did it so many times.
Yeah.
And it's like the same recipes over and over and over and over again. It would be a green smoothie, and then it would be a sorbet, and then it would be a taco soup.
Tacos.
And depending on where you were and who was in charge of your region, the recipes could be different.
Yeah.
But yeah,
We could have been one heck of a team back then.
Yeah, people did do teams. But the thing is I should have started an Instagram account because all the people I was meeting every day, that's a follower, that's a follower,
Yeah,
that's a follower. I
exactly.
could have hundreds of thousands of people, because the bigger it gets, the bigger it gets.
Yeah.
And I didn't do that. Like, it was just so much work. It was 13-hour days, 10 to 17 days in a row. It was just like, that's all I did all day. Still,
Is that how you met Ron? Because he's
No.
so it's just by chance you both are like smoothie guys.
well, he got into Vitamix because of me.
Okay.
But he did smoothies before.
Okay.
His diet, Ron's 51, 52 years old right now. We go, last 3 days we've been skateboarding together. And he's in really good shape, mentally and physically. Acts like a total weirdo all the time.
I love it.
Yeah. But he doesn't really, I'm always like being really critical with him because he'll be like, drink these super nasty smoothies.
Yeah.
Puts arugula and kale and vinegar and garlic.
Well, so like Ron's thing is like he doesn't care. Well, this is my opinion, just from hearing him talk, that he does not care what these smoothies taste like, as long as they're good for him.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what it seems like. And
Yeah.
I've tried them to a point. He'd always offer them to me, and it's like when you start saying no because they're gross, and then he keeps offering them to you, then it starts getting annoying.
You have to tell him, no, they're gross.
It was really funny when his brother came and tried one. And he just made the like, there's a sound you can make when you're disgusted. He
Yeah.
made the perfect disgusted sound. And I was just like, I was just laughing.
Too bad you didn't get that on audio.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
but his smoothies, they're so gross. I have to tell everybody about them.
Yeah. But that's why I brought him the sea lettuce. I was like, you know what? Ron's going to put this in his smoothies.
Well,
Hopefully, I don't
well, he will eat this for sure.
Yeah.
But the thing is yeah, there's a lot of truth in what he does though. Like he's getting the nutrients and the vitamins.
That's why he's 52 and still skateboarding.
Yeah, well,
right?
he doesn't eat McDonald's all the time.
Ever?
I mean,
I would assume he would never eat McDonald's.
Every once in a while he'll eat something and you won't expect him to eat.
Yeah, because
a
he
cookie.
wouldn't even try my salmon cakes because they were fried in vegetable oil. Which actually, Ron is the one that taught me about oils.
Yeah, that's
I didn't
a
know
good.
about
that's
oils
good,
before Ron.
Yeah, vegetable oil's really effing bad.
so
It's
bad.
like, but the thing is like, are you gonna cook in coconut oil? Or are you gonna cook in, these other
Avocado
oils
oil?
it's fill up that whole thing with avocado
I mean,
oil.
I
That's
can't
a
even,
lot of money.
Yeah, it's hundreds of dollars. Like, well, my size deep fryer. I have a very big deep fryer because I would deep fry everything.
But then there's the air fryer.
I know.
Then you don't need oil. See, that's the thing. The air fryer is like the holy grail of fried food. And
I know, but there's no way I could get my clam strips to do what they do in an air fryer.
you might be right, but have you tried it?
No, I'll try it.
Might have to try it.
Yeah, we have a. So I live at Tiny Tranquility Park, and so I live in a tiny home village. I do not live in a tiny house, but because I live in a community with people who do live in tiny houses, a lot of them don't have major kitchens. So at Tiny Tranquility Park, we have a building called the Redwood Commons, and which is you were there. That's where we filmed the Gooseneck Barnacle episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so there's this big community kitchen for anyone to use who maybe doesn't have an adequate sized kitchen in their tiny house. And we have like 1 or 2 air fryers in there.
Really?
Yeah, there's there's like 1 or 2 in there, so I might need to go check one out.
It'd just be good to experiment. I mean, as far as like, I don't know, not having nasty oil, I guess, but
Yeah.
but I eat fried food. If I love fish and chips.
Oh man, fish and
love
chips
fish
are
and
my
chips.
jam. I love fish and chips
They're
so much.
so freaking good, and it's like,
Yeah.
I had a buddy I met while at a fair and doing Vitamix, a British guy.
Oh.
He just got back from Burning Man. Mikey Hijinks. And
Mikey
he was,
Hijinks.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
quite a name.
Well, I don't know if actually it was his last name, but that's his handle. But his
Oh, okay.
Mikey.
It'd be cool
He
if
was
it
selling shoe inserts, and I bought some actually. I have them still for your sole of your foot, or no, the arch.
Okay.
But yeah, he was a partier. Yeah, we go back to the his room and we do the what do you the whippets with.
Oh my gosh!
He
I
had
remember people doing those in high school.
You were doing whippets in some dude's room. How old were you at the time?
25.
That's what 25-year-olds do. Yeah, that's when those are those like CO2 cartridges or something.
Yeah, he
Is
didn't
that
just
what
have
those
whipped
are?
cream. He had actual cartridges.
Sure.
So you'd fill a balloon up.
I
and-
have found those cartridges out by my mailbox off 101. So
Yeah.
I think people are still doing those.
Whoa. I haven't done them since. I mean,
It's actually very popular in the UK. It's
Oh,
one
he
of the
was-
most illegal drugs in the UK. It's
Serious?
that and marijuana.
British guy, yeah.
Wow. How did you know that? Did you Google that?
No, I just keep
He
up
just
to
knows
date on
it.
things.
He knows all about the drugs.
Not just drugs.
He knows all about the other stuff.
Maybe he knows about whipped cream and stuff.
I like whipped cream.
What's he know about whipped cream?
Who doesn't love whipped cream? So, okay. So you were doing whippets with this guy in a hotel room after you bought shoe inserts.
Man, now that you brought that back to me, it doesn't sound so good.
Not the best.
I don't know where I was going with that, but we would do the whippets and we'd fall in the bed, and that was fun. Gosh, no, we were talking about something food.
Ron.
Ron smoothies.
Ron's-
Poor Ron. We just keep getting sidetracked up, Ron.
It's good. It's good. We should talk about Ron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ron's
yeah.
fun, though.
He was kind of keto when I first met him. Not when I first met him. When I first moved in. I've lived with him for 6 years.
Yeah.
This last April.
Long time.
I know. It's like we're brothers or something. But no, I met him at the co-op in Corvallis. We both worked at the First Alternative Cooperative.
I don't even know what a co-op is.
It's like the co-op part of it could be anything, but it's the natural food store.
Okay, got it.
Like there's different kinds of co-ops.
What, like market of choice style almost? Like
Market of Choice was actually when they came into town. They were not. They were in competition with the co-op.
Oh.
They were bad. No, Market of Choice is more like a fancy grocery store.
Like a Whole Foods. Fancy.
basically, yeah.
Whole Foods is actually more like the co-op than.
We had a
They
market
sell a
of
lot of the
choice
same
in
things.
West Lynn, so we would go there from Oregon City. It's right across the bridge. but-
I actually like Market of Choice.
Me too.
Even-
They
I
make
liked
really
it.
good, like, just food in general there. Like, it doesn't even have to be the grocery store part.
Exactly. Yeah, you could go there and get like the salad bar and stuff.
Yeah, Market of Choice is a great store. I mean, but the co-op was in Corvallis was kind of a special place, at least up until more recent years, because they were they're kind of run just by the local people. It wasn't owned. I don't know, how do you say it? Like it was just like everybody there was a family kind of deal. Really down to earth, and I don't even think they I think you had to be part of the co-op, and then you could order stuff.
So, like,
How it
small,
started.
extremely small businesses, in comparison to stuff like Market of Choice, which is on par, bigger business.
Giant corporation.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
corpos.
I worked for Costco briefly, and everybody says Costco is super great, but they were the most corporate company I'd ever worked for.
Huh? I've heard people that work for Costco like Costco. But
Yeah, they
I
have
don't
great
go to
benefits, and their pay raises they pay pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But my experience was they worked really, really hard, and the only thing that mattered was your seniority.
yeah, no, I have realized that like they're really big on seniority.
Yeah, and then everybody says, "Oh, well, the pay scale used to be better." So if you got in earlier, and now the pay scale's not as good, and it's like the boss and the Vitamix thing. I'd seen this for a long time. I saw it in many Costco's. A lot of the bosses, they walk around, they look really cranky. It's like they don't want you to feel like you're. They always want you to work harder than you gotta look mean. Not all of them are like that, but I did notice it's like a
Which
thing.
one did you work at?
Well, I've been to like 20 of them. I don't know, like.
Oh.
Yeah, I've been to the smallest one in the world, Juneau, Alaska. Spent 21 days there. And there's lots of nice people in all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying Costco sucks, because Costco's awesome, and I go there and shop.
Costco, if you're listening.
I'm like the Debbie Downer on Costco right now, but
You know what? I'm the Debbie Downer of Costco, and my family knows this. Like, I have 3 children and a husband who likes to eat food, and I cook a lot of food. Like, I should shop at Costco. There's no reason for me not to shop at Costco, other than we don't live anywhere near one. Now, I do not like Costco. Costco ruins my day.
really, why is that?
I just don't like it. I don't like Costco. I love samples, so that's not it. But no, I don't know. I just don't like it.
It's like a dark cloud over Costco.
Yeah, like I like Freddy's, and like even like Winco, like bulk foods like that. Like, it's a weird store to like, but I like Winco. Like, I like stuff like that. But I don't know, something about Costco. It's too much. There's too much stuff there.
This is great. You should just have this shirt. There's just too much stuff there, and in the back it's like hashtag hate
Simmer down,
Costco.
Costco. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, hashtag I hate Costco.
You ever go to Oceana?
I have been to Oceana.
You like Oceana, or is that kind of like?
Yeah, I get pizza dough from Oceana.
Yeah, they got pizza dough. That's great.
They
I do
wouldn't
like
let
the
me
pizza dough.
shop there during the mandate.
Oh yeah, I did go in there without a mask once, and I felt really uncomfortable. But they didn't tell me to put a mask on.
Well, I went through the whole line. I was there forever. I was talking to people because I was there for this specific pizza dough, which they have fantastic pizza dough in the refrigerated section at Oceana.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, totally.
yeah. But I hadn't been there yet, so I was looking for it, and I asked people, and they directed me to it, and I got it. And then I stood in the very long line. It was like a ridiculously long line at Oceana because it was very slow. And then I got to the cash register, and I asked her, I said, hey, do you know if I could freeze this dough? And she's like, I don't know. So I'm like, okay, whatever. And so I put my card in the machine, and she looks up at me and she goes, do you not have a mask on? I said, well, no, I don't. And she's like, well, you can't be in here. Here, put this on. You can't be in here. I said, oh, thank you. I'm not putting the mask on. She's like, well, you have to go. And I was like, well, you just ran my card, so I'm going to take my stuff. So then we left. So I was like, well, I can't go back to
Look at that.
Oceana.
You got away.
But, and I think that's just part of like this whole thing is that we just sort of like vote with our money now, right? So I spend my money in places that don't kick me out.
I mean,
And I get it. I get that there was a mandate, which was not a law. If anyone is confused about that, mandates are not laws. And I also am not disrespectful. It appears to people who believe in masks that I am being disrespectful, but I'm not. And I just
well, they're not respecting your choice.
sure. There's a lot of reasons, a lot of scientific reasons to not wear masks because they're not good for you. Now people are they're finding microplastics in people's lungs.
Oh,
You
I
know?
believe it. I believe that there's a lot of unintended, or maybe intended, I don't know, but a lot of things that the masks did that were not good. I mean, like you just, and you're trying to make it. The thing is, it's like they can't force you to take a vaccine. They can't force you to wear a mask, but they can put it on the businesses. And I thought that was really sneaky.
Well, and that was the thing is that these people took these bailouts because they were just crippled by the quarantine and all the shutdowns and stuff. And so they took these sort of bailout loans to help them survive. But it's like, but since you took this money, you have to do what we say. And if you don't, you have to pay all the money back.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. And so people, they just kind of were stuck. And so it's like, I don't want to give anyone a hard time. Like I know that these businesses, I know a lot of businesses in particular certainly didn't want to have to mandate the masks because they didn't want to do it either, but they would lose all of their sort of like bailout money, for lack of a better term. But
Yeah.
so it's tough. It was tough. It was a tough couple of years.
It was really unfortunate that the enforcement of the mask mandate went down to the little guy, the people at the very bottom.
Yeah, I remember going in I call it cash and carry. I think it's called Smart Food Services.
Oh, right over there.
Yeah.
It
Right
used to be cash and carry.
Yeah, and so I remember going in there, and he was like, "They don't pay me enough to tell you to put your mask on, so I'm not going to tell you to do that." So I'm like, okay. Thanks.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know if you recall, but like during the first mask mandate, they were I don't know, mask Nazis. You have it below your nose. Nope, you didn't wear it right. And then after they took it away,
loved that power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then when they took it away and brought it back, it was different. It didn't seem like as prevalent. People weren't as
Some people still were.
I would just because I was so pissed that they would take it away and put it back on like a light switch.
Right.
And it's like I
remember you
took the vaccine.
I was just gonna say you got
because
vaccinated.
I didn't want to wear a mask anymore.
Yeah. And then they made you wear one anyway. And I remember because you came to my house to film an episode the day after that. And you were so upset.
I was really pissed.
Because you did that so you wouldn't have to wear a mask because you were going to be the only one or one of the only ones here in the office. So it would be like a scarlet letter, right? You would have been the only one like, oh, look, he's not vaccinated because he's the only one in a mask. And so you did it for that reason, right? Or that's what you told me.
No, that was it.
Yeah, and then they made you wear one anyway.
Well, I didn't really like. I didn't want to take it, and when they were forcing me to take it, when it was unproven, and they're like, "Oh, it is proven. The science has been here," and it's just like, okay, well,
what's in it? They can't tell you what's in it.
well, apparently they can't tell you what's in it.
Like-
And if there's any risk at all, then they shouldn't force you. And is a risk, like not for men, but it turned out for the J&J, but women were getting blood clots, and there's
Well,
all.
J&J, there's a lot of stuff coming out about the J&J, but you have J&J. So
I got the J&J one shot. I was talking to my buddy the other day, though, and he was like, dude, he's like crazy into all conspiracies and all that. And he's just like the shedding, like people are shedding. You can get, I don't know what you get from somebody who sheds when they have mRNA vaccine, but.
Well, it was really disrupting women's like menstrual cycles and stuff. So we were drinking a lot of pine needle tea, like during the height of all of the vaccinating because it had cerumen in it, and cerumen was supposed to like protect you from shedding. But it's like nobody knows. This thing nobody knows. This is unprecedented. This never happened before, so nobody knows. And that's sort of been my thing the whole time. It's like, well, I don't know, and nobody can tell me. The inserts are blank. Like nobody knows. So I'm just gonna wait till people have.
This has happened before. It's just not in the age of information that we're in now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with the ease of information that is at people's fingertips, it's very easy for the misinformation to spread as well.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's true. But there is a very large amount of censorship. So the truth isn't able to.
Yeah. How can we trust anything that anybody says with all the censorship? We know we're being lied to. Mm-hmm. And then that's the thing. It's just like.
And that's the thing. That's why I keep saying, like, we just don't know. Because I know that people are being censored. I know people are lying. I just don't know. So I just don't want to do anything until I know.
Yeah. I mean, when they say normally it takes like 5 years to make a vaccine or whatever. Mm-hmm. And somebody the other day was trying to explain to me how it was okay. This one didn't take 5 years or something. I'm like, wait a second.
Cigarettes used to be really good for you.
Yeah.
Cigarettes used to be prescribed by doctors to relieve stress.
Yeah, for pregnant women even, I think, right?
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola.
Had cocaine in it.
I mean, that would be a
Elon Musk tweeted about buying Coca-Cola again and then trying
putting the cocaine back in it. I saw that too.
I mean, it might be a little better.
He might have a point.
Yeah. Take out some of the sugar and put some cocaine.
Well, actually, apparently Coca-Cola still has cocaine in it.
What?
But they took the stuff out of it that makes it
like addictive.
The stuff that makes it cocaine.
Yeah, basically. But it still has cocaine in it. That's what I heard. Like somehow they have a process and
what, like some sort of like coca plant enzyme or something like that?
I don't know exactly how it works, but yeah, somehow still got.
Boy, maybe we should have just subbed these waters with some Coca-Cola. Just kidding.
Man, I drank all of mine.
I'll tell you something about like McDonald's Coke though. I swear they like spike their machine or something. It's horrible.
Hey, did you guys hear about the Arby's employee in Vancouver who peed in the ice cream machine 2 times? And one time was like October 30th and 31st. And then I don't know what the other time was, but so it was like an Arby's manager in Vancouver, Washington, so not too terribly far. He admitted to peeing in the ice cream machine. So people were drinking his pee for a couple days. So.
Or are they drinking it or are they licking it?
Well, I mean, is it a milkshake?
A mixture, probably.
Do you drink a milkshake? Do you eat a milkshake?
Oh, is it a milkshake?
Or I mean, I
ice
guess.
cream machine? Is
I
it
guess
soft serve?
I don't know.
Banana flavor.
I don't think
Don't eat the
yellow means
yellow
banana.
Can you imagine?
I mean, you just it's
like yellow snow.
And see, here's the thing,
High
and
schooler?
that's why it's like eat wild foods. Don't eat factory-made foods because you don't know if someone peed in it or not.
Have you ever made your own ice cream?
Heck yeah, I've made my own ice cream.
Oh.
We have an ice cream machine.
Yeah.
I've
ice cream
even
machine?
made my own
Are you
ice
freaking
cream,
serious?
Casey.
Yeah.
I've made my own ice cream too. Okay. I'm in the ice cream club.
Yeah.
I'm cool.
No, we love making our own ice cream. So Jed is like our ice cream guy. He makes this really great cheesecake ice cream, so good. And then I made like a caramel whiskey pecan ice cream with like a whiskey caramel swirl.
Yeah.
We've made Nutella ice cream, which the Nutella is good because you swirl it in and it gets kind of cold in the freezer. And then what else have we made? Mint chocolate chip, strawberry. I don't know. We've made a lot of ice creams. They're good. We have some bad machines. Our little ice cream machine and a deep fryer, and I don't know. It's amazing we're still alive over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love ice cream. I used to have one of those, but I broke a plastic piece on it or something.
I mean, honestly, like you don't need to be eating a bunch of homemade ice cream all the time.
No, I don't, but
Yeah,
I definitely
they're so
want
good.
to be eating
Yeah.
ice cream.
I-
I'm going to focus on cider making, though, the next fall.
You made cider right? Yeah. I didn't get any of that.
I probably forgot to get some. Yeah. No, I'll get you some.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you don't drink a lot anyway, though, right?
I don't drink at all. You know, it's funny because I don't drink. I wish I had like a cool reason, like, oh, I just got like hammered, and I just don't like it. I just don't like drinking.
No, that's good.
There's,
That's a
like-
good habit to have, to not.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't like smoking. Like, it's good.
Yeah,
Don't
I
start.
don't smoke cigarettes just because I don't like it. Sorry, it's lame. No, but I suppose same thing. Like,
Yeah.
I just don't like drinking. I don't like the way alcohol makes me feel. I just like, you know, like I said, I'm like 4'10", so I'm not huge. So even one beer, I'm just like, I can't think straight, and I don't know. I just don't like it. So I just tell people now, I don't drink. Because people will be like, let's go out for a drink. Let's meet up for a cocktail. Let's go get a beer. And it's like, nope, I don't drink. But really, it's because my lifestyle is called quarantine. But yeah, so no, I don't drink. I drink water. Like for the podcast, you're like, hey, what can I get you? Like, do you want a beer? Do you want kombucha? Do you want anything? It's like, can I just do water?
You were joking about beer, and I thought, or something, and I was like, oh, you do want something? And I didn't understand what you were saying. But I saw these, what is this, Life Water pH balanced at grocery outlet for like $1. I'm like I don't know if you can tell, I'm like
I get those ones for work, actually.
this
Thank you for my water. That was nice of you. Who's on this? Do you have? Oh, you have a different person. on
Is
yours.
that a different person? That's just probably the brand. I don't know. I shop at grocery outlet a lot. They're like, I work at grocery outlet.
I've never been there.
Whoa.
I mean, I've been to the one in Oregon City. I went there once or twice, but I've never been to the one here. Never.
Oh my
I forget we even
god.
had one. Okay, I'll go. I'll have to go. Watch out, people at grocery outlet. I'm coming. Yeah.
You got to check it out.
I have like a route that I go because there's only like a couple of stores here anyway, right? So I go from Waldport and I go to Walmart. That's where I head up first.
Yeah.
Because it's like for like cat food, and I'm a cat lady.
Yeah.
I got 3 cats, and so I go, and then I go to Freddy's for like my bread and produce, and then I head up a cash and carry, which is not even called cash and carry, but
yeah, I
that's
know,
what
but
call
they're
it.
still cash and carry. I don't know what they're called now.
Smart Food. No, it isn't.
terrible
it's
name.
The chef's
Chef's
store.
Choice.
The chef's choice.
It's terrible.
Change your name, guys.
Cash
Get it
and
together.
carry.
Take it back to cash and carry. So I go to cash and carry. That's what I'm going to call it. And then I go home. That's it. So I never go across the street.
What do you go to for cash and carry for?
I go there for like cheese. So we make a lot of pizzas. We've got some pizza ovens at our house.
Yeah.
And so I buy like a ton of cheese there, like sliced provolone, and they have these little mozzarella balls. And
Oh yeah, those are great. Those are great.
And then let's see. Oh, I get milk from Cash and Carry. Wow, Jed likes their milk.
Grocery outlet has pre-shredded bags of pizza cheese, and it's the same price as the brick.
Yes, but then you're getting like wood pulp on your
Really?
cheese. Yeah, you're not supposed to eat pre-grated cheese. There's chemicals on it to keep it from sticking together.
Gosh, you're probably right.
Such a buzzkill.
No, I'm thinking about that. You're probably right.
Talk to Ron about it. He'll tell you.
Freaking Ron.
Yeah. So, no shredded cheese. You gotta shred it yourself. Sorry about that.
Oh, man.
I know. I just run everything. But yeah. So I don't know. I just get a few things at cash and carry. Whatever it's
Yeah, you got to check out the grocery outlet, though.
called. Okay. We'll go. I'll go.
The way it works, you got to go there, like, kind of often, though. That's how you get the deals.
Because it's like you never know what's going to be there, right? I mean, that's how it was in the Oregon City one. It was just like I found this thing and I loved it. And then I went back and it's like, oh, we don't have that
and
anymore.
it's gone.
It's
Yeah,
gone.
yeah.
Okay.
So if you think you might like something, buy more than maybe you think.
Okay.
The risk is you'll have something you don't like, but gosh, what did I just? They do often get good cheese,
Okay.
not the
The
shredded
prices
kind.
are good, right? What's
Well,
up
that's
with
the
prices?
thing. You'll get like so do you like Tillamook cheese? Tillamook's cool.
Of course.
It's
yeah,
so
heck yeah.
they have the black. It's in the black.
Oh, yeah.
It's the sharp white.
Uh-huh.
It's like I don't know. What is it? 2.5 pounds. 2 pounds is like $16 or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then, but they had the big one.
Oh,
Is double the size
that's
for about the same price as the little one. But you had to buy the big one, and not everybody wants the big one. So that's kind of the decision you have to make.
the big one. I would take that.
Liz bought one. She's got one up in Tillamook right now.
Wow. Oh, we love Tillamook. We love the Tillamook cheese factory. I love the squeaky
Yeah, the
cheese.
Tillamook.
Yeah.
Tillamook's great.
I love those like 3-foot pepperoni sticks. Have you got those from the Tillamook cheese factory?
No.
They have like huge pepperoni sticks.
We were there somewhat
Well, they used
recently,
to,
but
I
I've never been there since they could have the tasters because COVID shut their tasters down.
Oh yeah, I haven't been there. I haven't been there since I think I was pregnant with Bo, and she's 6 now. So I haven't been there for a really long time. So maybe they don't even have 3-foot pepperoni sticks
Yeah,
anymore. But
they might still.
those are my favorite. I would just eat them on the drive home, all 3 feet.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Just like, bloop.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, Katie, I think we should probably tie this up with a bow. It's been good having you on.
Thanks for having me on. It was a lot of fun.
And Dayton's getting the ending sequence going.
Yes, 1 second, please.
1 second, please.
All right.
Katie, where can we find you?
Well, you can find me on Instagram at The Kitchen Wild. You can find me on YouTube at The Kitchen Wild. I'm on other places like LinkedIn and Truth Social. And you can also see me every week in the News Times newspaper. I have a new recipe every single week in the News Times. And then every month in OC Waves magazine.
Ron's on Truth Social now, too.
Is he? I have to find him.
Yeah, he was gloating to me.
You have to tell. Yeah, I was one of the first people in.
I don't know what I would do on there. I mean,
There's
I
nothing.
joined some other new thing, and I'm like, oh,
No, I don't know what to do on there.
What the
either.
heck am
Well,
I-
you only have so many characters. So it's like I post recipes, so they're too long to be on there. I shouldn't be on there.
huh, well, whatever.
Whatever.
Anyway, thanks, Katie, for coming on, and have a good night, everybody.
Good
Peace
night.
out, y'all.
Toughness Monster Podcast. Toughness Monster Podcast.